this tanker jumps down out of the fucking turret, and there's like a couple 1,000 pounds of 155s, 130s, 122s, all just stacked up nicely right there. Like, what the shit? Tell me, Batman, what happened here? He's like, yeah, well, we're sitting here on Overwatch, and I got out. I saw a suspicious bush. He's like, yeah, so I stuck my knife in it, and I got my friends out, and we all started digging. We started finding these rounds. He's like, well, when we piled all those up, I wanted to make sure we got them all. So we got in the fucking Abrams and started spinning Brodies.
Welcome to the Echo Oscar Delta podcast, where we talk to Navy EOD techs and hear the stories that they want to share. All ideas, thoughts, and statements are those of the guest and the host of Echo Oscar Delta, and not of Navy EOD or Navy as a whole. Today we have James Hebert. He was a senior chief, did 20 years before he retired and found freedom. Did 5 deployments to Iraq, the PI, Afghanistan, words are hard, Bahrain, and Somalia. One interesting fact, and I don't know how many times you've heard this, but I literally did not know your name until just before we did the podcast. All I knew was Hebert.
That's about right.
Yeah, like straight up, dude. When we ran into each other at what was it?
Wawa.
The gas. Yeah, Wawa. And you were like, yeah, hit me up. You know, I'm down. I'll talk about doing this, whatever. I was like, all right, cool. And then I got to work and I was like, fuck. And I started searching, and finally it came back to me. I don't know. I might have heard it in passing that your name was Jamie. I was like. Dude, it's funny. There's a few people in the community like that just have their nickname.
That's it, man. Yeah, dude. If I don't have a name tag on, I don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
I found that out real quick when I got
out. How did you get that nickname?
Hebert?
Yeah.
Hebe, or pick one. Dude, I don't know.
Hebert, yeah.
I mean, that's just so my last name obviously is Hebert or Aor. It just kind of depends on what side of the Mississippi you're on.
Oh, gotcha.
So the Cajun way or Coon-ass way to say it is Hebert, and so when I went to school and dive school and EOD, actually Navy, my RDC was from New Orleans.
Okay.
And so that was not allowed.
Yeah.
I was like, no, dude, don't be an idiot, you stupid uncultured Yankee. And I was like, oh fuck, my bad. Sorry.
That's funny. That makes sense then.
Yeah, so it was just Hebert, and then it got shortened to Hebe after that, and went to Guam, and then I don't know. Apparently, people like saying that a lot more than Jamie.
Yeah,
it's good for me though.
Yeah, right. This episode's sponsors are the Navy Special Operations Foundation. Is the only foundation that exists to exclusively serve the men and women and the families of the Navy Special Operations community. NSOF exists to ensure that our operators and their families are provided with all the tools necessary to overcome any challenges they face, and to ensure that they are never alone in the fight. To learn more about the organization, request support, or make donations, please visit nsof.org. So, you came in, you did some time before EOD?
Yeah, I did. Originally, I came in the Navy as an ET. Did a shore tour, went to Whidbey Island.
Okay.
And I worked on the airfield radars there for a little while.
Nice.
And then my buddy I was taking some college classes with, and was like, hey man, I want to fucking go check out this EOD shit. And I was like, what is that, bro? And he's like, nah, dude, it'd be totally good. You're good. We're just going to go push-ups and swim and run and stuff. And I was like, oh, fuck it, I can do that. No big deal. So we went over there and fucking screened with these guys, and they're like, hey, dude, you pass. Dusty, you don't. And I was like, what does that mean? What do I do? What's high score mean? Did I win? I'm like, what did I win? I'm like, what does EOD do, guys? And they're like, shut up, dude. Just come back in 2 weeks. I'm like, okay. And we'll tell you what it does then. Okay. And come back 2 weeks later. The recruiter's there. He's like, hey, man, we're putting your package in. You're going to go to dive school in a month.
No kidding.
I'm like, what the fuck is this? Oh, hold on, time out, guys. What are we doing here? What am I doing? It's cool, man. We drink beer and play volleyball. And I was like, oh, well, that's, fuck it. That sounds good, right? Yeah. So, but I ended up spending 8 months, I think, mud pupping at Mobile Unit 11. And then fucking let the dream begin, right?
Yeah. How was the mud pup time?
It was good, dude. That was, I think that was my first time when I was like, man, this is where I need to fucking be.
Yeah.
Day one, and it's kind of a screwed up story, but day one, I showed up to Mobile Unit 11, and the mud putt pusher at the time was Lee Miracle, and he it was me and 2 other dudes, and he walked out with 2 cones in the back of Mobile Unit 11 there, right by the quay wall, and he dropped 2 cones down 40 yards away. He goes, "All right, guys, this is all we're doing today." And and then you laugh now because you know what's coming. I'm like, what is this fucking dude talking about? And he's like, "Okay, 40-yard dash, guys, go." Clock says, bam. All right, 3 more times at that time or better, and you're done. Right? 2 hours later, I shit myself. Walking back to the fucking locker room with shit rolling down my fucking leg, and the corpsman comes out. He's like, "Hey, man, you're done PTing for the day." I was like, okay. So there's EOD. All right, cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool, man. It was good. But no, it was the first time, and it was pretty awesome just to see the camaraderie and the fact that, like, they were like, you're a mud pup, so you're there for basically you're the pinata.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. The fun pinata, the happy drug pinata.
Yeah.
Fucking mud pup, get some serotonin, dopamine going,
Yeah.
But no, it was fun, dude. It was good.
That's awesome. Yeah, I remember when I was mud pupping.
Where'd you mud pup at?
Mobile Unit 3.
Oh, they had a good program there.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. And there were times where a couple of the guys, they took special interest in us, and they would literally come in and be like, "Hey, I need you." I'm like, "All right, cool. Gonna go do something." And hand me a kettlebell. Tell me to sit in the air chair against the wall and do that until I like broke. And then they were like, "All right, that's it." I'm like, "What?" Just like you said, like they just
don't understand. Yeah. What are you doing?
Now I know they probably just had to like write a bunch of DTS or like they were doing their eval. I was like, "Oh, okay."
If I gotta do NKO, you're gonna suffer.
Exactly. But yeah, mud pup time that's a good time.
I definitely think it is. I think that's one of the things that towards the end of the career I definitely noticed a difference in the guys that were coming in that were doing the pipeline versus the guys that had spent, you spend 3-4 months in a mobile unit. Yeah. You learn real fast whether or not you want to do the job.
Right.
You learn a lot of fleet appreciation and all that good shit. But I don't know. It just seemed like the guys that came from the mud pupping had a little more of not a little more. They had a much better understanding of what the job actually was, what it entailed, and what it took to be there.
Yeah, and I think too, like, you start to get a sense of the people in the community that you're wanting to join. You're like, all right, cool. Even if you don't really know what you're getting into, you kind of hit the wave tops, like, okay, there's some explosives, there's this, that. But you're like, man, whatever I'm doing, if I'm doing it with these type of people, it'll be a good time.
And exactly. Like, they told me to play volleyball and drink beer. But like instantly, like, you realize, like, these dudes are all fucking... They're here to win. Mm-hmm. They came to work today to win. They didn't come to work today to be pissed and angry about it and to not do their job. They showed up today with a purpose, and they're going to accomplish that. And that, like, being like instantly, like you're right. Like, as soon as you get into that community, like, man, this is a better class of assholes. Yeah, right. I fit right in.
Exactly. That's such a good description.
It's the best, man. That's what it is. That's what I think. That was, I don't know, like. I think that's always the thing that trips up everybody else too. Like, both getting in, it's like, oh God, yeah, I want it. But then you get out, you're like, it doesn't exist anymore. Nowhere else.
Yeah. Yeah, you get the freedom, but you lose something else.
You lose the boys, you lose the community.
Yeah.
To an extent, but
going to EOD school and dive school and all that, how was that process for you? Fairly smooth, or?
Yeah, it was pretty easy. I mean, we drove across the country and went to dive school. Dive school was wild. And we got down there February 27th, I think I started. Okay. And graduated like in May sometime, so 9 weeks of spring break.
Yeah,
and everything it entailed.
That's and that's back when spring break actually happened there.
That was So we had our club passes for Spinnaker and La Vila, dude, partying with thousands, man.
Yeah, I just went down there earlier this year to go do some stuff with the UMS guys, and I stayed at a campground right across from Spinnaker's.
Okay.
And it was super depressing seeing it all closed off and just nothing there, you know. It's like, oh man.
I'm afraid my soul would die if I saw that.
Yeah,
like,
don't go there.
I can't do that. Like Spinnaker's is such a land of happiness in my head, in my memory, right? Like you had those cars and I don't know. That was always my favorite memories. I think from like hanging out with the dudes at dive school. Like you go in there and you have your dive school class.
Yeah.
But then around you is 100 divers.
Yep.
And fucking, got the recon guys in there too as well. And nobody gives a shit.
Yep.
Until that one fucking college idiot decides he's going to shoot his mouth off to the one guy in the corner. And then all of a sudden there's 100 divers like, hey, buddy.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Exactly.
You boys mind if we dance with your dates?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
When you went through school, were there several people with you that mud pupped and then went to school together, or?
So I mud pupped with Jeremy Porter and Toby Griffin and Ian Gardner, briefly. Ian was down in Dead Banger mud pup, and they would bring us together to beat us collectively because that's fun.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, so Jeremy went before I did to school. Okay. I think we ended up graduating together. I think he rolled. He was in a service class. He either rolled or was in a service class and got put in our Navy class. And then Toby, I'm not sure what happened to Toby. I think Toby graduated. I'm not sure where he went though.
Yeah.
After that, so not really. I mean, I kind of went through, and then when they come pick orders, and I was like, where the fuck? Oh, Guam, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was pretty cool though, because Ferris Forsman was the fucking detailer at the time.
Yeah.
And he was my master chief when I was 11 mud pup, and it was the only time I ever happened in my life. He called me the day after I graduated EOD school. And he's like, all right, this is the only time this is ever gonna fucking happen for you. Where do you want to go? I was like, oh, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I guess Guam sounds good. I didn't fucking know what was going on at the time. I had no idea about RESPORGs and
exactly
all that shit. I was like, well, fuck, we're EOD, and it looks like we're going to fucking Iraq. Doesn't matter where I go, so Guam sounds good.
What year do you graduate?
Oh shit. 2003, maybe.
Okay.
2, 3.
Okay, yeah. So it was just getting in there.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it had kicked off, and I want to say Nick died. I think the first year I was in Guam.
Okay.
I think that's when Nick got hit.
Yeah.
And then Paul shortly after, and then down the line. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was right about that time. I think it's right when I went to Guam.
Now this is kind of a weird question, especially at the start. But how was it? Getting to the mobile unit, right? You're pumped up. You're getting on a team, getting everything set up, and then the injuries and deaths start happening. How was the kind of mood in Guam with the guys you were with when that?
It sucked for us. It was bad, especially because of how you've been there. How Guam works, like the whole 7th Fleet shit. You don't actually work for EOD, so you're not actually. You don't feel like you're covering down with your boys, right? Right. Because especially at Iraq at that time, we were only sending one team.
Yep.
From Iraq, from Guam, period, at a time. That is it.
Yep.
So when I first got there, the first team I was on was kind of a shit show. They put the team together. It was a bunch of new dudes, and they put a fucking chief who just transferred in, and it was some, names to be named later, whatever. Yeah. But it was a clusterfuck shit show. And we failed our fucking workup. Oh. And then the R&T guys come and sit us down. They're like, hey, man, we know you guys are good, but your chief sucks. So it is what it is. Yeah. So we went through another workup. We went to all the way to team training, failed again. Dang. And so this whole time, you're doing the workup, team training, drills, all this shit. And they failed us literally just because they wanted to replace the fucking chief, because they replaced the chief and the OIC, and they kept the entire fucking team together. Really? Yeah, I think we moved 2 guys. Yeah. I think we moved our LPO as well. Anyhow, we're doing all these workups and shit, and you're getting exactly that shit's going on. Your boys, back in the States, the guys I went to school with, have deployed 2 and 3 times, and now here I am 2.5 years into Guam and I haven't fucking deployed yet. Right. So finally, 2007, this is when I first got my first Iraq deployment.
Yeah.
So it was, we were definitely chomping at the bit. It was a long time coming for the guys who went to Guam from my class, for sure.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was different.
Once you deployed,
Mm-hmm.
you know, doing multiple workups before you even got to the deployment on the same team, did you, when you deployed, did you feel ready to like go out and do it? Or did you still feel?
I mean, yeah. Like, I think once we got there, and we, like, I will say that was one thing that 2-1 did an incredibly great job of back at the time, is they did a good job of recreating that shit with very limited resources, and they didn't have Darwin Watch at the time, right?
Yeah.
So you didn't have, like, all these fucking hyper advanced training areas on this shit. These dudes are literally, like, you know, making honey out of pig shit in the fucking bomb labs, like, trying to set up these drills that are realistic to get these guys ready to go to war, and they're doing the very limited information and resources to do it. They did an excellent job preparing us as far as that goes, and I think that, like, once we got there and finally got on the first call and like realized that the training scenarios were actually somewhat accurate,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean, as far as like devices goes, how to prosecute, all that shit, you're good to go. You just kicking down to a fact that yes, every motherfucker here wants to kill you.
Right.
So that's, yeah, you get to look out for that now. Yeah, good times.
It's weird when your victories are actually like not good.
Yeah, and like I think that was like the hardest thing. Is like we knew what to do and we were comfortable and everything, but now getting it on the time, like you literally had about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
From the time you showed up on site, started rolling your robot down and shit to where shit could start getting weird.
That's what I remember going through training. You know, being in Guam. My first team that I was on, we were supposed to go to Iraq,
Mm-hmm.
and we were the first ones to not go.
Yeah,
And
Iraq, yeah.
oh, that was frustrating. But I remember going through training, and everybody would say that you got 30 minutes. So like robot drive, it's interesting to see now where we're a little more lax on like you know, robot drivers. Not that they're not good, but the urgency isn't there as much, right? And I remember, man, starting out, I get yelled at all the time because like you're not fast enough. Like you don't have time.
And that's the thing too. I noticed even on my last team with my kids is like they were very good at the fine motor skills with the robots and shit. Like they're good at, you know, they pull the strap,
Yeah.
back in. I can do this and all this shit. I'm like, bro, I need you to drive that fucking thing down there, rip that shit to fucking shreds like a badass pit bull with that fucking robot if you can. If you can't, I need to know within 15 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
That's what I need from you. I understand the robot's cool and we like our toys, but it's sacrificial, bro.
Yeah.
Like, especially, like, I mean, the guys who are doing, like, the soft shit or whatever with their fucking, you know, throwbots and all that, like, it's a little less sacrificial because getting a replacement isn't necessarily the easiest thing in the fucking world. But when they're in, like, Iraq or Afghanistan, a war zone where those depot-level repairs and all that shit is set up, bro, you got to understand and use the tools for what they're for. And, like, I know you're great robot drivers and you'd be a great straight side, but, yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, fucking, if you weren't fast enough, you weren't fast enough.
Yeah.
And then you were causing problems for your security element. You're causing problems for your fucking team. You're causing problems for the battle space owner. Fucking, you know, it was like that. What was that Duffel Bag article? I think it came out when I was in Iraq. It was like, why does EOD take so long to show up on IED calls? Because fuck you. That's why.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you gotta be cognizant. You took a while to get there. They've been there on target, so you gotta fucking move. Huh?
Yep.
Get that shit done.
That's something that kept getting pushed in. Anybody that was in Iraq that was training us, whether it was training on Guam or training at the training unit, they always made it a point to say, like, anybody that's stuck on a route and is calling for EOD, when they see Navy guys get out, they're like, yes. Yeah. Because in general, we were like obsessed with getting out, getting to work, getting done, and opening that as fast as possible.
Yeah, it was definitely a thing. You had like EOD teams in country, and everyone had like their own little way of doing things, obviously. But you definitely knew when you were like rolling into a zone where somebody was a fucking bipper. Yeah. Or they're just rolling around blowing holes in the fucking road, like left, right, and center, and you're just like, dude, come on, fuck. Yeah. Like, I think it was like Rattlesnake. Was it Rattlesnake 2-1 or Rattlesnake 1-1? I think they were our road repair crew. Yeah. Those poor bastards, dude. Like, you just got this EOD team going around blowing fucking holes at every fucking lollipop or suspicious pile of dirt, right? So you got a hole that's like just pockmarked. And then you got these Rattlesnake guys coming behind you, and now they've got 3 hours of fucking work on a 100-yard stretch of road that it ain't gonna take them a half hour to fix.
Exactly.
I would get real frustrated with those guys when I see that. Like, dude, like you're an EOD tech. Exactly, you're an EOD tech. You're here to do a job. Like, let's not be engineers. Let's do our thing.
Yeah. Yeah, if they wanted holes, they could have just called engineers. Yeah.
Right? They got a Buffalo, they got a big old claw, they can dig holes all day long.
Yeah.
You want those guys, call them up. You want an EOD tech to fix the problem, we'll fix it for you.
Yeah.
Theoretically.
Yeah. At least try.
Yeah, I mean, we'll give it a shot. We'll make it really loud either way.
Exactly.
And then we'll tell you we're good.
Right. Going on your first call out there, how was that?
It was cool. I mean, I thought it was cool. You know, you train for so fucking long, and then you finally get a chance. No, so we were co-stationed with a Marine team. I was out there. John Pato was the fucking staff sergeant. It was a post blast, and they're like, "Hey, we got fucking." One of their dudes was like taking a shit, or he's in the gym or something. Like, "Hey, we're going to go do a post blast down at Detail. Anybody want to go? We need a third guy." And I was like, "Yeah,
Yup.
yeah." Do I get to do something? We can blow something up? Let's go! Hey! So I fucking went down there in a post blast. It was a VBIED. The guy had chickened out and clacked off, like,
Okay.
I don't know, 50 yards from the ECP. But we got down there and, you know, just driving around, and like first time, you know, you get out of the truck and you're like, holy shit, like, this is real, homie. Like, fucking, you know, it's real. You know, they just can't see no wire, dirt and everything, and fucking just big blast seat and car there, and, you know, then you got Hodge body parts everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, this is not moulage.
Yeah.
You know, John Pato is over there on the fucking, he's like walking around the fence. He's like, hey, dude. He's like, check it out. It's a thingy. You know, you're just like, oh my God. Okay. Okay. And then like the guy's head is like laying on somebody's roof, and you're just like,
oh,
dude,
geez.
it's like, this dude chose to do this to himself, correct?
Yeah.
I can think of some better ways.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Right.
hey. Yeah, dude, it was crazy. The first one was definitely that post blast. I think those were probably the hardest ones.
Yeah.
The post blasts were gnarly out there. That was not my favorite.
Yeah. Yeah. I can imagine this can get intense, especially that's something that, you know, well, a lot of the job, right? They make it as realistic as possible, so that and as hard as possible, so that hopefully it's easier over there. But that's the thing, you know, you can't have all that stuff spread out in training for real and make it like the moulage. Yeah, like there's a difference.
Yeah, you can make it look like a blast seat, and you can do all that shit. You're absolutely right all day long. You can train to prosecute the blast seat and all that shit, but the human aspect of it is something that you're never going to be ready for.
Yeah.
Like when you show up, one of the post blasts we did was a mounted patrol that had just turned off. They were taking a fucking respite.
Yeah.
So they'd fucking just turned off onto a little overlook. And the first Vic got through the road, and the second Vic hit a fucking IED, and it was the Humvee, and it just fucking disintegrated it. Basically, like the whole fucking back end was gone. The front was just in flames. And we got there, and like dismounted, did our thing, started, you know, doing 525. I didn't do 5s and 25s. My chief was doing 5s and 25s. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Anyways, but you know, we did that, and we got down and started talking to these guys. But that was something. And 30 Marines looking around. Inside that Vic was their fucking corpsman, their staff sergeant, and their radio operator.
Yeah.
It was all in Vic too. And fucking, you know, these guys are just looking at you like, hey man, can you fix this? And these kids, they're not guys, they're not even fucking kids, man. They're 18 years old.
Yeah.
17, 18-year-old, 19-year-old kids fucking look around you. Because the two dudes that they were trained with that were going to keep them alive for this whole fucking thing just got fucking vaporized.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, you can train all day long for like fucking the post blast and all that shit, but there's definitely something completely different that is added to it when it's done, and like, you know, it's actual fucking coalition lives that have been impacted or lost, or dude's getting fucking legs blown off. It's a little makes it a little different.
Yeah.
And then definitely for me, those are the ones that I think stuck with me the most. With the Post Blast, rather than like IEDs and shit. Like, yeah, it's fun. It's scary at times and shit, but like still here. So 10 fingers. Yeah. It must have been all right on the IEDs.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, speaking of doing the IEDs, was your first ones that you went down on? Was there like a oh crap?
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, you send the robot down there, and you're like, okay, like and Jack Hansen was my teammate, so I'm talking over with Jack, like, hey, we pulled the fucking cap wire. We fucking have used a half block of TNT to dislodge the rounds. And like, we have moved this bitch. I moved it, Jack. Yeah, it moved all 3 axes, right? Yeah, I totally moved all 3 axes. Okay, cool. And we're sure there's nothing else there. Yeah, totally cool. Nothing. Okay. Guess I'm getting out of the truck now. It definitely was the first time, but then like on the back half of that, like 4 months in, you're complacent.
Yeah.
And it's dangerous as shit.
How long was your first deployment?
200 days, I think.
Okay.
Something like that.
So a little over
6, I think.
Yeah.
It wasn't much over 6. So
yeah.
I think we got held up. We got held up in oh, that's right. We got held up at Al Assad because Varsity came and took our plane home.
Oh, really? Got you good.
Oh, dude, we were there for a week. We're all loaded up. Like, our plane's coming. Varsity took it. Like, I guess we're still waiting then, huh? All right, cool. Yeah.
That's frustrating.
Yeah, it was fucking... That was a rough one, man. That was fucking... We were all ready to go home, and I think... Oh, God, was it... That? No. It was sometime during that time when we were leaving Al Assad that Louis got hit.
Yeah.
And you know Tracer Gator? Alex?
Yeah.
Alex, mm-hmm. Alex and Louis fucking... Like, boys to the end, right? So fucking when Alex got that, it was pretty rough for a whole fucking team. We were all at Al Assad together, and I mean Louis was our hero. Yeah. Like growing up, you fucking come in the community as a new guy. It's like, who's that? Oh, that's fucking Louis Front, bro. He's going to damn neck, bro. Yeah. Whoa, fuck, are you serious? Yeah, dude, he's so fucking cool. Like he's showing up like, I heard Louis can do 1 million push-ups. Yeah. What? 1 million push-ups? Yeah, he's got a huge dick too. Oh my god. He's always that hero. He's always he's like the nicest fucking dude in the world too. Like he come over like his new guys. You put up your kit for the first time and you got every fucking pouch attached. Yes. I'm EOD man. I'm ready for war. And Larry come over and be like, hey bro, why don't I hook you up with that real quick? You're like, here's how you do it, guys. Hey, it's fucking cool, man. It was a good dude. It was awesome. That was I think one of the hardest ones for us to do, for the Guam guys especially. I think it was the first time that a Guam guy got hit, actually. Yeah. I'm thinking back. I think it was, yeah. So I was fucking kicking the old island pills. Yeah.
Yeah, and that stuck around. Before I left, they finished the Louis Front Memorial. Yeah. And, freaking.
I want to go back and see it. I've heard it's fucking cool, man. Yeah. Got back when we were 5 there. Yeah, and fucking now Steve Rivers is the Master Chief.
I know, right?
I guess there were no velvet ropes at a club. Master Chief? CMC? Steve?
Oh, got him.
Yeah. Gotcha. I'm reaching back from the grave. I'm taking you all with me.
Let's see. Your first IED, there's, it's a thing. But your first cache that you went on.
Yeah. Oh my God. These fucking monkeys. This is a good one. So these guys, we get a call or a 9-line, right, on the BFT, and it's like, hey, fucking cache found XXX, EOD take care of it. Okay, cool. So we're rolling out. We just, call fucking HNS and like, hey, this is what we're doing. And we're looking at the BFT, and it's from Lion 1-1. Like, what the fuck? Who are these guys? And then we look through the BFT. It's a fucking tank. It's the Abrams.
Oh, really? We're
like, what the fuck is a tank calling us out for a weapons cache?
Yeah.
This is odd. Well, we fucking get out to where they're at. They're holding a fucking Overwatch on bronze. When we got there, he had this tanker jumps down out of the fucking turret, and there's like, I don't know, maybe a couple 1,000 pounds of 155s, 130s, 122s, all just stacked up nicely right there. Like, what the shit? And there's just like these fucking dirt circles in the dirt everywhere we can look. It just look like, what the shit? I'm like, dude, tell me about it, man. What happened here? He's like, yeah, well, we're sitting here on Overwatch, and I got out to take a piss, and I saw a suspicious bush.
That's suspicious.
A suspicious bush, huh, buddy? He's like, yeah. So I stuck a knife in it. I'm like, oh, God. Hell of an idea. God, I love you, Marines. He's like, yeah, and it went tink. And so I started digging, and I found a round. He's like, when I got my friends out, and we all started digging, we started finding these rounds. He's like, well, when we piled all those up, I wanted to make sure we got them all. So we got in the fucking Abrams and started spinning Brodies.
Oh my God.
Digging it up with the tank.
Oh, dude.
Meanwhile, Jack is like, hey, bro. I'm like, what? He's like, about 3/4 of those motherfuckers are fused.
Oh.
Like, all right. We got you guys this time. Don't ever fucking do that again.
Yeah. Dude, what? Oh my gosh.
So that was like, I think it was a 2,500-pound shot, 3,000-pound shot, and they're just fucking spinning Brodies on top of it.
That's crazy.
And it was, oh God. Marines are different creatures, man. If you ever get a chance to deploy in a war zone with those,
yeah.
take it.
Right?
Take it. The stories are amazing.
Oh, dude. That is... I remember going through school, actually, and we had this Marine. We were going through landmines. We started talking about this one landmine, and, like, he just, like he was just super, like hard charger, you know, but, like, a happy dude, right?
Yeah.
And then as the instructor started talking more about the landmines and all the safeties associated with it and what you have to do and what you definitely shouldn't do with it, he's just, like, getting more and more, like, just, you can see him, like, drooping down. We're like, what's up, man? He's like, I don't know how I'm alive. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, on my last deployment, man, we found those all over the place on the side of the road, and we just pick them up and throw them in the back of the truck. I was like, I don't know how you're alive either, man.
Dude, they would do some shit, brother. Oh, my God. We pulled up to a fucking, we got called down for a VBIED, and the Marines had a coordinates. This is in Haditha proper. And so we get down there, and they had this full fucking, like, 2 blocks pushed off, and they were certain this is a VBIED. Like, all right, cool. This is truck, and it had all the makings of it. It was one of those little shitbox trucks that they had re-welded the bed over, so they stuffed the beds and all the body cavities full of explosives.
Yeah.
And we're like, cool, all right, we got you. So we go over there, and we're talking to this fucking the patrol sergeant, and he's like, yeah, we got reports that they stopped this truck like a week ago. And they, because it had out of district plates or whatever, it was not registered correctly. Something they stopped it and they pulled it over, and they put him in this little lot right here, and they disconnected his battery, trying to be nice for the guy, right? So his battery didn't fucking die.
Yeah.
We're like, all right, cool, whatever, dude. You're like, great, we're gonna go look at this thing. I'll take a boot banger and like we'll let you know here in a minute. So we fucking get the truck, or I'm in the back getting the robot ready. Jack's got the fucking the boot banger all strapped up, and we're fucking getting ready to take this thing down the range. And then you hear this. Jack opens the fucking door, and there's this fucking PFC sitting right there. He's like, hey, guys, don't worry about it. I pushed all the buttons. It doesn't work.
Oh, my. Dude.
Jack's like, get the fuck out of here. Shut the door. Go down there. It was a full-up VBIED, homie.
Oh.
Like, we fucking let that boot banger rip. It was full packed. It was the sides of the truck were completely packed. All body cavities were packed. They had the bed packed out. The only reason it didn't go off is because the patrol sergeant disconnected the battery.
Jeez.
That dude got the ever-living shit beat out of him, as he rightfully should have. He almost killed himself and all his friends. But it was, dude, like, they would come through, like, the training lane of the dam. That was mandatory. They'd come through and see us at the training lane of the dam, and they'd have to go their counter ID training as well when they process in, right?
Yeah.
Like, BAF or Al-Assad or whatever, but, like, the shit the average grunt will do, my friend, is truly extraordinary.
That
Most dangerous thing here in Iraq, VBIEDs. What'd you do? Fucked with a VBIED.
yeah, touched everything.
I hit all of the buttons. Oh, everyone. Did this button? Yeah, I got that one too.
God.
Okay, I got that one.
Yeah, that makes me like just feel weird inside, you know?
Like, oh God, what'd you do? Why would you touch that thing?
Like, what'd you think was gonna happen? Like, you'd press the button and then it'd be like, warning, going to blow up in 3 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
And you'd have time to run away. Like, oh
yeah,
my goodness.
Like, I think that is exactly like the complacency thing. Like, those guys have just been there too fucking long.
That's true, because those dudes are there for a year plus.
Well, the Marines were there for, I don't remember how long theirs was. The Army guys were the ones that were just.
That's right. Yeah.
18 months on a hitch, dude.
Yeah.
Like, fucking crazy. We had this one dude. He was a fucking reservist or National Guard Army guy.
Yeah.
He was in that land bar with the Marines. We called him the Bloodhound because this dude would find everything.
Really?
He's like his fucking, I think he was like a lawyer or some shit in his real life. But he's like 50 years old. He's got this silver beard and shit. Just fucking angry as hell. He's in the middle of Iraq. But every night, this fucking old crusty fucker would call us like, "Hey man, I got something." And go out there and fucking blow some shit up. I'm like, bro, you need to go home.
Yeah.
Like, Wapner's on. It's time for pudding. You're not supposed to be here no more.
Yeah.
It was fucking, dude, those Army guys, I felt bad for them, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
But like, hey, we'll give you 2 weeks off at fucking Camp Disney.
Good.
Yeah, hard pass, friend. Hard pass.
Yeah. You mentioned earlier that, after like 4 months you got complacent.
You do, yeah.
And I think that's why they switched to or at least planned, because I know a lot of our deployments, especially at the beginning, it was planned 6 months, but then it could extend 7 and then 9 and then 12. But yeah, I think they started realizing more and more how bad it gets.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think you're absolutely correct on that. I think they finally thank God they did.
Yeah.
Like, they finally realized that, hey, these guys are smart, but they're crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And you leave them in that crazy environment long enough, they're just going to go crazier. And, and that smart is going to wear off.
Yeah, right.
Your crazy smart matrix is going to get all fucking skewed, and then they're just going to go downhill.
Yeah.
So it's it definitely gets the point. And I think, like, that's why I always thought, like, varsity always did it right. 4-month deployments or whatever, like, fucking get in, get out.
Yeah.
Quit fucking about. Like, 6 months, like you said. I mean, now you're sending out to 8 months, and then the dude might be home for 4 months, and he's got to take a quick hit back, and so it got unhealthy.
Yeah, absolutely. After Guam, where did you go?
I went to 2-1.
Okay.
I went to 2-1. I taught IEDs for maybe a year.
Yeah.
And then they moved me into combat skills so I could get an LPO ride.
Okay.
So I was the LPO combat skills for my last 2 years. So went ahead and hung that sucker on the wall.
Yeah.
You're cute. You sit right there. I'm going to shoot guns for a while.
Right.
Don't know shit about EOD anymore, but shoot like a bastard. Right? And it was cool. It was good. Other than, like, being assigned to San Diego and spending, 3 weeks of every month in China Lake.
That's what I was going to ask.
Like, are you fucking kidding me? It wasn't. It was pretty bad. That right there for, like, shore duty.
Yeah.
And you got these guys running, like you said, we were just talking about the I-tempo and all this shit. You got these guys running fucking breakneck speeds for how long? And it's like, hey, buddy, we need you to be an instructor. Don't worry. It's shore duty.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, by the way, it's in Ridgecrest, California.
Yeah.
Like, oh, God, please, thank you.
But we're not going to PCS you up there.
No. Absolutely not. That'd be way too easy. We're going to let you drive it.
Yeah. We will send you TAD and pay you a couple dollars. Because Ridgecrest is not a high dollar TAD location.
Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah. Nice try, though.
Yeah.
All the jackrabbits you can shoot, though.
Yeah.
But that was good, though. Like, the combat skills, I think I got into combat skills at a good time because I feel like we were actually finally starting to change the way that EOD thought about shooting and our role in the shooter community, rather than just like, hey, paper.
Right.
Can you shoot straight? Okay, cool. Now let's actually put some movement. Let's bring in the ESAMI. Let's do something more to get these guys, at least so the first time that they're exposed to, I mean, we're not going to make you a fucking master. Obviously, EOD shooting programs are not designed to do that. We have too much other shit to worry about.
Yep.
But at least, get to the point where it's not completely fucking foreign to you.
Right.
The first time somebody starts shooting a movie, you don't fucking shit your pants and, shit your foot. Like,
right. Exactly. Yeah, I know when I started going through, I think the program that was set up, because I went through 2-1 for my first 3 teams, and the program that was set up was good enough so that no matter who I worked with, I could easily adapt to them, which I think is important for EOD because we work with, so many different soft type units, and they all do things a little bit different.
Yeah.
It's good that we didn't so strictly focus on one, because you do that and it becomes harder to change.
Well, that was like one of the arguments when we were developing the curriculum or whatever, was why don't we just do CQC out of the fucking elephant cages or with the fucking frogs?
Yeah.
Why don't we just do it like they do? And that was the argument, is because we don't just support the frogs. Right. And it's everybody. You got to be able to work with anybody. Like, granted, I think a little bit longer on CQC for even the basic EOD techs would probably be a very beneficial fucking skill set.
Yeah.
But I don't think we need to fucking mimic.
Right.
Distinctly, because then, like you said, then you're going to pigeonhole yourself and not be as fluid and flexible.
Yep. And I know if you're going to be assigned to one of those teams, they're going to put you through their stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, no team's going to trust you in a fucking house that you haven't ran with before.
Right. Right.
Hey, buddy, you knew? Yeah. Come on, let's go.
Yeah. There's been multiple times where I come through, and the unit supporting is already in their workup.
Yeah.
And so they're like, here's this blank gun with nothing. You just show me that you can point it in the right direction at first, and then we'll give you the blue barrel, and then we'll give you the live round.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Me being me, totally understanding, because this is, I know, potentially weird, but I always felt when I had new guys that the most likely place I was going to get hurt by the new guys is shooting weapons, not even the explosives.
Yeah.
Like, the explosives, we generally know, even those of us that aren't very good at it, we know. But
absolutely.
I'm worried about bounding and somebody just turning around and pulling the trigger and not looking first. You know?
Absolutely.
And so getting into there and then being like, here's your blanks with no blanks. I was like, totally get it.
Yeah, 100% good with that.
Yep.
Airsoft?
Right.
Airsoft? Okay. I'll be the airsoft guy. Cool. No, okay.
Yeah, at least it's not as bad as my wife. She was a surgical tech, and then went on her last deployment, whatever, got attached to a med battalion, and so she would go out to range days with the Marines, and they just straight up, just because they didn't have money for live ammo, they would spend a whole day at the range fake shooting targets because they didn't have the budget for ammo that day. And then guess what they would have to do at the end?
Police brass.
Not police brass. Clean their weapons that never got shot.
You took it out of the armory, homie.
Exactly. I will see you clean this before it comes back.
That's not how the dirt works. That's not how dirt works, though.
Again, so many things, go back to seeing, as a mud pup, seeing the type of people you're going to work with, but then so many benefits to being in a community like this, okay, we can use it's, yes, on paper it says if you check it out, when you check it back in, you need to clean it. But we can read between the lines and say, it never got shot. You don't have to clean it.
No, dude, it's so fucking true. It's crazy. I can't remember who said it when I first came in, but hey, dude, I know you think that guy's stupid, but he's in your community. So I'll tell you straight the fuck up. Your dumbest son of a bitch is a freaking rocket scientist compared to 98% of the rest of the military. Yeah. Dude's literally out there eating their fucking toes and shit.
Right.
I know Jimmy fucking, didn't, get a expert shot or whatever, but, Jimmy didn't fucking eat the bullet either. So
exactly.
We're good on that one.
Yeah, that's something that I've always actually struggled with throughout my time in the community. I don't know if you feel the same, but go through phases where like we're really hard on each other.
Oh,
and I think it's for a good reason, right? Like we want to make sure that we're trained and safe, but because we're really hard on each other, you know, you get to the mobile unit and you're like, yes, like I'm one of the few. And then everybody's like, you're a moron. And you're like, I'm a moron.
I'm the dumbest piece of shit alive.
Exactly.
I don't know anything.
And then after a while, you're like, okay, like, I'm not saying I'm not a moron, but also I'm not like that dumb, you know? And then after a little while again, you're like, no, I am that dumb. Like, you know, I just went back and forth for a long time of like, because you're around so many people that
are so smart.
Yeah, you look left and right and you're like, yeah, I'm an idiot. That guy's stupider than me, but all of these other people,
oh, dude,
geniuses.
Yeah, you're like fucking no, totally. Yeah, come over. Like, I'm fucking you. Do this, and then you go walk into 2-2 or 2-1, and you're like, hey man, yeah, Kim, that's cool shit, bro. And he's like, actually, dickhead. And you're like, oh god.
Yeah.
I totally knew that guy. So. I'm the chief. I know things.
Exactly.
And meanwhile, your kids are like, shut the fuck up.
Right.
Yeah.
It does make it hard to talk to your family about anything with work because of the way we talk to each other.
Oh yeah.
And like how up there we require each other to be. And then there's so many times where I'm like telling my wife about something and she's just getting that like glazed over look and I'm like,
eyes rolling back of the head, like
got it. Like one, I knew you weren't really going to care. You were just like appeasing me by listening to the story, but now I've lost you. So I'm just going to move on.
So I've taken in 4 years, I've managed to transfer the EOD talk into like fucking plant talk.
Yeah.
And fucking grow and do the same shit to my wife, be like, oh yeah, I'm talking about the PPFD that I need for the fucking growth cycle and 36 inches and blah blah blah. Just start giving her fucking. And she's like, I don't care, Jamie. I don't give. You like your plants. That's great.
Yeah.
I'm growing them for you and me.
Mainly me.
Mainly me. I got you vegetables too, though.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
I feel like most relationships are pretty much the same.
Yeah. It's funny though. You said like you're talking about how hard we are on each other. It's weird. It's something I noticed when I got out. I didn't really know. I always just like assume that was our, that's just, it is. And to its point, it is just EOD culture. Like you're going to get fucked with.
Yeah.
And if they aren't fucking with you, they don't like you.
Exactly.
And so that is what it is. But you're right. You hold each other to a high standard as far as, what you're expected to be at or where you're expected to perform at. And I think that's a hard time I had a hard time, I know, getting out, maintain that same expectation for myself. Like just fucking constantly. You weren't around to tell me what a fucking loser I was, so I did it myself.
Yes.
Don't worry, I got you, bro. You're like, so fucking. That's been a tough thing for me. Is just fucking like to try and back off the criticality in the mindset and shit because, like, when you're around a bunch of dudes and you're joking and shit, it's cool, man. Trust me. When you get out and you're left with your own thoughts and there's nobody to fucking hammer on, guess who's up?
Yeah, and I suppose the consequences aren't as great when you get out. So like the necessity for just the harshness is no longer really there. But we're the only thing.
But teach yourself that.
Yeah. It's hard to change.
Oh, dude, it's fucking rough, homie. It's a weird, wacky world. I'd love to tell you that it's not, but it is. When you get out, it's different. Yeah. It's fucking completely different. Yeah. You're going to realize shit about yourself. You're like, why the fuck? What? Yeah. Why did I do that? And I was like, God, I don't like doing that. Yeah. I hate running. Fuck running. Right? It's just stupid. No, it's just, that was, for me, it was kind of one of the things is like, you learn to fucking, basically exist in your new reality, right?
Yeah.
We got the pleasure of living in this bubble for 20 fucking years of like-minded individuals that know nothing but go hard, go fast all the fucking time and drink beer.
Yeah.
But then when you get out, that doesn't exist, man. Like the microcosm of that fucking world is so small.
Yeah.
But like for dudes, like especially our generation, where I came in 99, I got out in 2019. 20 fucking years of war, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's what we did. 20 fucking years was go hard, go fast, and that's it.
Yep.
So now, like, yeah, you get out in the civilian world, and you're like, yeah, fuck yes, so let's do this shit. And they were like, whoa! Wow, turbo. You know, fucking military guys come out, they've been doing this shit, and they're hitting the NOS button as soon as they fucking step on the gas.
Yeah.
And just civilians are just like, dude, bro, you're a little too much.
Yeah. I've actually heard that from several people, that businesses and just people in general, in, I'll call it the real world.
Yeah.
They're like, man, we have time. We don't have to solve every problem by 1600.
By close business. Yeah.
Like,
yeah, but you come from a world where, dude, close of business means some shit.
Yeah.
Like, you better have those NKOs done. That's your ass, Mr. Postman.
exactly.
So, like, yeah, no, it's definitely a weird thing, too, is, like, learning that in the majority of civilians, there's no such thing as accountability.
Yeah.
Apparently that word's not taught in school anymore. But, yeah, it's definitely a fucking different experience, especially for guys, because especially, like I said, coming from this community where, like, I know Jaren's going to fucking lead his team.
Yeah.
I know Jaren's going to hit these fucking wickets because they say right here, Jaren's going to hit these wickets or I fire Jaren.
Right.
You know what I mean? But in the civilian world, it's like, well, you were supposed to do this. Yeah, you know, but like we had a talk, and like, you know, I just didn't really feel like doing it today, or you know, Martha thought it was probably better if we just did something else. You know, it's like, dude, I asked you to take the fucking trash out. Like, it wasn't that hard.
Right.
It's just crazy.
Yeah. Speaking of trash taking out, I remember on my first team, we had a new guy, same with me. Like we were the same, you know, and asked him to take the trash out. He was like, "This is BS. I got to be the only E5 in the Navy." And dude, it was like, "Hey, everybody, step out, shut that door."
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're taking the trash out. Now you're doing some other stuff.
Record skip.
Yeah. It was like,
dude, yeah. So Alex, we had we were getting ready to go to the Philippines, so they kept our team together after Iraq.
okay.
And so Alex was he flated up as our chief, and we got a steam chief put on the team. And we had a full lieutenant, and then we got an ensign as well. We were going to the Philippines, and I still remember we were sitting in the shop. It's towards the end of the business day, or whatever fucking business day it's going on. Hoffa, brother. We're sitting around like they call over the one MC. They're like, "Hey, we need fucking cleaners to come push brims and shit." We're all in our PT gear and shit, and they're looking like, "Fuck you, you go," you know. And so Joe Morgan walks in the shop door, brand new ensign, literally just walked in. He's like, "Hey guys, I'm Ensign Morgan." You're like, "Hey Mickey, how's it going?" You know, like, "What's up, buddy?" He's like, "Hey, what do you guys want me to do?" Tracy's like, "Go get a fucking mop and go to the front." And he's like, "Seriously?" And we're like, "Yeah." Is it okay? And I was like, "Dude, that guy's gonna be awesome."
Yeah.
And he was. He was great. He's still fucking great. He's a great dude. But I was like, yeah, dude. I don't give a fuck. You are, homie. Everybody pushes the mop around here.
Yep. So true.
I don't know what planet you came from.
That's actually makes me think of an interesting question, a comparison question, right? So Iraq first team, then went to the Philippines. The differences between the two, and how did you like going to the Philippines after having gone to Iraq?
I couldn't stand it.
Really?
I fucking that was a hard deployment, and it was just for the same reasons. Like, you're down there doing like fucking grip and grins, know, like teaching, SME exchange with equipment that they can never fucking afford to buy in the first goddamn place.
Yeah.
So why do they even care? Oh wait, spoiler alert, they don't.
Yeah.
They fucking, the Americans are here. That means we get lunch. That was literally the extent of it. Is we would go show them some work, and if they had any ERW reductions to do or something like that, we'd help them out with that, because their explosives were like 20 years old,
yeah,
and melting and shit. So we would help them do that shit. But you're doing that, and you're going home to your Quonset hut at the end of the day, playing fucking Call of Duty, smashing sand MiGs, and you're chilling, and then you get on the high side, and your boys are still cruising around fucking LM bar, blowing shit up, getting shot at. And it doesn't hold the same fucking weight. And for me, that was a really hard thing for me to accept, was that it was kind of a theme through my career. It was hard for me to accept that I couldn't go on every deployment with every person to make sure that they were always safe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that was a big theme for my, PTSD and other shit getting out, was that you're not allowed to fucking help everyone. You're not allowed to save everyone. But so like, I think it was for a lot of the guys, like when we were, especially being in Guam, like we got stuck there. Yeah. And there was definitely that feeling of stuck. When Mobile Unit 11, 3, 6, they're sending, 2, 3 teams at a fucking time. And we're getting stuck. Now, for me, that was about 4-year stint. So like the last year in Guam, and then 3 years at the fucking training unit. Yeah. All about the same as far as like that goes. And then add on the travel, the training unit and shit. So it was tough. The non-wartime deployments while your buddies are at war was probably the hardest thing I ever fucking did in EOD. Yeah. That sucked. I hated it.
Yeah. Yeah. I did the Philippine deployment. It was my second one. CSG, first one. And it was interesting because for me, the Philippines deployment, because I didn't have the Iraq thing, right? It was like, okay, at least I'm doing something, right? I'm doing something towards it. I got a lot of good experience doing big demo. Did a lot of, had some exposures, had some almost ops. Yeah. So close. So close, man. Oh, man. Chief came in and was like, hey, you've done this thing before, right? And I was like, no. And he's like, okay, cool. I told the SEALs you did. So and I was like, no. And then figure it out. Turns out some other dudes came in and took that out. No big deal. Got to, pretend for half a minute that I was going to do something.
I always thought the Philippines was like would have been such a fucking gold mine for the mobile unit for demo training.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fucking like there's so much actual ordnance and shit just left over to get rid of, and I always thought that'd be a good thing, but it never happened. Yeah. And I get it. I mean, there's a lot of shit to fucking sign up. It's like, oh, we'll take care of this. Like, yeah, don't sign that check, homie. I get it. But I always thought that'd be a good thing, because there's so many times you get guys like, I mean, you've seen it when you're a fucking instructor at Tutu. Well, not an instructor at Tutu, but like, all right, stack your shot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they're like, okay, all right, you're going to make me dispose of it? Yeah, I'm going to make you dispose of it. Do it. And so, like, they're like, oh, look what I did. And like, dude, that's not going off, brother. You got the Frank above the beans.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I remember actually one of the coolest shots we did was we had 3 pits of 7,000 pounds each, all going to go off at the same time, right? And one of the Phil EOD techs was like, the dude in charge of the unit that we were working with the most. He was like, I will show you how we set up shots. And I was like, okay. And I was like, how much of this demo do you need, right? And he was like, I can't remember. I want to say it was 1 satchel. And dude, we like, I won't go into how exactly we set it all up, right? Because, Yeah. So then we were there. But, dude, just maximizing the crap out of that.
Oh, dude.
We used satchel after satchel on all the other ones. None of the 3 pits had any kickouts.
I will say, had I gone to the Philippines prior to going to Iraq, I would have been a demo ninja in Iraq. Yeah. A lot. Well, I mean, towards the end, you get that way, but like at the beginning, you're just like, nah, bro, there's 200 pounds on my roof. I'm not going back with it.
Right. I will say, just like you said, though. So while I was out there, exactly like you said, doing my little day, whatever that was, coming back to my little Kwanzaa hut in my nice AC freaking box, having a good time, Skyping whoever, because that was a thing back then. And then I hear, dude got hit. Buddy got shot in the head. Yeah. He lived, but, and yeah, you feel helpless. Yeah. When you're away, and it's a weird thing, like in the Philippines, right? Because like, yeah, there's IEDs going off here and there, but they're not targeting you. Right. And so you're driving around the city, and awesome part about EOD, man, the other units, even in like the main area, Zamboanga. Other units are like, somebody's got to be kitted up. Like their weapons are in the car, right? Like they've got a convoy. And EOD were like, hey, Chief, I'm going to go out to the store.
You want a beer?
Yeah.
You guys need beer?
They're like,
oh, we can't drink.
Just roll. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, we're not drinking. I'm not getting beer.
Exactly. So it's like this weird, like, yeah, something could happen, but you know, like they know that if they actually target you,
they're gonna be in a world of shit.
Exactly. Yeah. There is a lot of firepower real close. So they don't. And so like there's this like sense of security in a semi-unsecure place, right? And it's frustrating when you start hearing your dudes getting hit one way or another, you know. Yeah, you're just like, I want to be there.
Yeah,
I want to be there.
Yeah, it's fucking. Those were bad deployments. The first time that like one of the kids that came through the training pipeline when I was at 2, and the first time that one of those guys got hit was I think that was one of the worst times of my life. Probably. Yeah, I think that like because you left that feeling like, did I do it? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, did I fail him? Like, did I not train him well enough? Did I leave something out? Did I forget to tell him something that I know? Right. You know, that would have kept him alive, or, you know, did I make the guys do enough drills? Did I make them fucking train hard enough? Did I make them like prosecute everything to the nth fucking degree? Was I hard enough? Was it critical enough? Was I watching closely enough? You know, and then you just eat yourself up those questions over and over again, and it's just like, it fucking sucks, dude. Yeah. So like, I don't know. I think the deployments were about shit. Sorry, Charlie, fucking taking us down real quick. Huh? No, don't mind me. No, so for me, it was the deployments were shitty, but the fucking the teacher time, was. I didn't start off as harder, but it definitely ended up being like I was so fucking ready to get out of there. Like I wanted out of San Diego. Called up fucking Jamie Hurdell. Hey, bro. Yeah, I'm a first class match tech. Hell yeah, we need you here. Okay, come on over. Okay, I guess I'm going to 6, guys. Yeah. Jamie just yelled at me. That's how I know I'm in.
And it was a good thing.
It was a good thing. He said, "Get the fuck out of here."
Going to 6 and then working out of there. How'd that go?
It was good, dude. I got to 6. I knew a couple of the guys there. I knew Harvey. Harvey was still in the pen, so he fucking penalty box. He was there fucking helping out in the R&T office, and like we went to school together. And I was excited to see Harvey. That was fucking cool to see that little shithead again. Yeah. And but they pulled me in. They pulled me right into fucking R&T and ops, just working out in there. And then Lance Lander's team was actually getting ready to go out the door, and they're like, "Hey, we're down some instructors. Like, go watch these guys." I was like, "All right, cool." First fucking drill, I was out there watching. I was watching this team. We're watching. Like, okay, what the fuck is this kid doing? You know, I go back and talk to Harvey about it. He's like, we're talking like, yeah, that guy's had some problems and this, that, and the other thing. And we're like, okay, go keep watching him. This is the LPO at the time, and he didn't end up working out. Yeah. And so like they pulled Lance in, or Harvey did. He's like, you want to go to Afghanistan? I was like, yeah. I mean, if I have to go, I'll go. You know, I'm only been here 4 fucking months. But like, I don't think you have an option at the Mobile Unit at this point. You know, clearly I'm looking around. I'm the only first class fucking master tech here. And like, oh, you're talking about me, huh? Yeah. All right, gotcha. All right, so they pulled Lance in and like talked to him about it, and you know, they're like, well, what do I do on short notice? And Harvey's like, him. It's like, all right. And so, you know, went through the training cycle, and you know, Lance was okay. He signed off on me coming on the team, and you know, we fucking went to finished up the training unit, did some training, and fucking 4 months from hitting my ass in Virginia Beach, I was in Afghanistan.
That's crazy.
It was fun. It was wild. It was fast, but it was good. But we had a fucking awesome team. That team was that was a great team. They were good kids.
I feel like that's what, especially in that time frame, that's what people wanted. They wanted to like get to the mobile unit and then get to work.
That was it. Yeah, dude. Like, Yeah, well, because I mean, if you figure for how long, that's just how it was.
Yep.
Like, oh, you're the new guy. Guess you're fodder for the cannon.
Yeah.
You better fucking pack up, buddy.
Yeah.
Like, I've been out for fucking 2 years. You're going.
Yeah.
So, like, no, it was that for me. Like, yeah, as far as like how I envisioned going, that's exactly how I.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, fuck yeah. I'm not sitting around, because you go. I got to go on myself for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Just based on
That's
the
a long
fucking.
time.
Yeah, shit.
It's a long time.
I mean, we did the Ready MCM. We're the Ready MCM
Okay.
at one point. So, like, you do your exercises and all
Yeah.
that stupid shit and your JAs and, go fucking have dinner and sake with the divers, and it's fun. But it's not, it's not a fireman going to fight a fire, right?
Right.
It's not what you're meant to do. So, no, it's just different, but it's good.
How different was, and I ask anybody who's gone to Iraq and Afghanistan, how different was it, and were you expecting?
For me, where I was stationed, like, I know, like, those guys, like, and the thing is, my team, so when we split up, I was out of Camp Moorhead by Kabul. I had one fucking team down in Zombale, down like by Hornet Panjway.
Yeah.
We had one team out in fucking Helmand. And
all over.
Yeah. Is that only 3 teams we had at Helmand? I think that's only 3 we had. No, I thought we had 4. I thought we had another location too. I can't remember. Anyhow, so like for those guys down in Zombale, they were fucking, dude, they'd go out and take care of 6 IEDs on a patrol. Like constantly, right? And then up where I was at in Kabul,
Nothing.
none. I think we took care of 3 IEDs, but we were also doing, we're doing the commando mission or whatever.
Okay.
So we weren't rock clearance or anything, but yeah, we only around 3.
Yeah.
So for me, it was night and day different. Iraq was what? We did 194 calls in 180 days.
Wow.
Working every other day.
That's crazy.
And we did, I think, 97 were IEDs.
Jeez.
So the IEDs, and we are kind of, like, for me, I can't really compare. Like I said, it was just fucking Iraq. They were trying to blow me up.
Yeah.
Afghanistan, they were trying to shoot me in the face.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's the difference. So for me, honestly, trying to get shot in the face was a hell of a lot less stressful than, riding around. You're just wearing around that fucking tin box like, oh, God. Is today the day? Yep. Fuck it. All right, let's go. Like, God, I can't even imagine. Those Husky drivers and shit, like, dude.
Not about that life. Like,
who thought that was a good idea?
Right. That is insane. Just to literally drive around to get hit.
Yeah. Hey, no, well, you're cool because we got this thing, right? It's a fucking metal detector. But it's designed to come apart when you blow up, and you'll be in this pod.
We got this idea from Formula One.
Dude.
Crush panels.
I saw it on The Simpsons. What the fuck? I don't know. Some of the shit that was coming up in Iraq, some of that technology, like the front end rollers and all the crazy shit that they were coming out with, man. Had some Mad Max cars looking at the end.
Right. Yeah. And I wonder, like, they did it with the purpose, obviously, of, like, saving lives, right? I wondered, though, of the lives that are saved on that, like, that's gotta, thinking about me, it's one thing to drive around and wonder, like, fuck, am I going to get hit, right? And then it's another to be like, my purpose is to get hit.
Actively looking.
Yeah, you're like, dude, and then you do, and then they're like, all right, cool, we're gonna fix your truck, and you go out again. You're like, what? Why?
Dude, like that's, and those things weren't big. Like the pods that those guys sit in, bro. You're getting your shit rocked.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. You're getting your bell. You're getting smacked in that thing, dude. Yeah. I found one. Cool. There's your other truck. Go find another one. No, absolutely not.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, they started. I want to say. I think we lost one Marine, because he'd been blown up 3 times, and they finally sent him home.
Yeah.
Because I guess if you get blown up 3 times, and
it's fine. 4 times not good.
4 times not good. Yeah, obviously, clearly. Jeez. Too many chicken midnights. Fucking. I don't know, dude. The logic and like the reasoning behind some of the medical decisions as far as like what's acceptable for your limits and shit when it comes to blasting, I just don't believe it. They really got that one nailed down.
Yeah. Speaking of that, at any point did you guys have the monitors? Like, yeah, because I remember getting those when I was at a unit and we didn't need them. Not because we didn't need them, but because we didn't do anything that needed them.
Yeah.
But I'm like, this seems like not the wrong people to give them to, but it seems like if you're giving them to this unit, every other unit should also have, like, especially all those dudes over there.
Yeah.
You know?
That was definitely something that was permeating through the entire EOD career, was a lot of misallocated gear where shit shouldn't be. Like, saying, like, there was this high-speed camera kit. Like, I remember this, that the cool kids had, those teams. Yeah, come here, please. And it had like this pole cam and, attached to the end of it and all this shit. And I remember like the clearance teams being like, dude, that would be fucking amazing for looking down in culverts and shit like that. You couldn't give it to them. Yeah. They couldn't have it or whatever, because there's 3 allotted for the fucking Mobile Unit 5, but they're all 3 of them for that team. Yeah. Those teams. So like, they got 2 and then they need a backup. Oh, sorry, dude. You're not even fucking using it, bro. Like, come on, man.
But I might.
Just you don't know. I'm an X-ray tech.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's actually a good description of what that team does.
And you're real good at shooting X-rays, homie. I know. Yeah. I got you, dude. Yeah. Your schools are great. Yeah. But let's call it what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it's funny because now everybody has that, but now don't need it.
Yeah. Thanks.
I mean, it does stink. There is a lot of things like that it's not saying that whoever has it shouldn't. It's saying that other people 100% needed it. They needed it because they were actively doing something.
No, absolutely. Yeah. Not taking away from the dudes that either had the gear or had the training, because fucking clearly that shit works. Yep. And clearly that knowledge is viable, it is valid, and it is incredibly fucking helpful. But the fact that you're, exactly like you said, you're spending it on people who, yes, they need it, but they don't fucking need that shit right now. Right. This dude who's, he's got 4 months, and then he's gonna go say hi to some people. Yeah. He probably needs to get fucking taught and brought up to speed. And that was the thing too, is like those teams were getting like HME classes and all this shit left, right, and center. I mean, now everyone is, thank God. Yeah. It's incredibly important. But at the beginning of the war, those were the only guys doing it. Yeah. Right?
I remember actually in Guam, good dude, good. He was senior chief out there. We went to an HME course and we got done. And he was like, this is the first HME course I've done. I thought it was going to be BS. And he's like, and now I know I've totally screwed over a bunch of people on drills. Because it's like, the way I said X HME reacted, it would not have done anything.
Oh, yeah.
And this other thing is like look sensitive,
Yeah. Oh, dude, talk about training scars. Holy shit. Like, you come out of the East Coast, like, every explosive is so fucking dangerous. Yeah. And like, the HME courses and shit, and they're like, hey, dude. Yeah. And you're like, what? Oh, it doesn't go off? Right. And I can eat this shit. It'll give you a headache. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. That makes way more. Yeah. No, the first time I was in fucking, we went to Afghanistan, first time not doing roadside shit. Oh, well, Philippines, but that's whatever. Yeah. And you go load your bag out with your breachers and your caps and all your shit, and like, at this point, I'm a fucking Master Tech E6. I know better. Yeah. But it's still like, you're like, God damn it, I don't like doing this. Yeah. And I got my caps. I go, okay, are we good? Caps are okay. We're good. Caps are okay. Yeah, caps are protected. We're good. Yeah. Like, it's all you give a shit about is those caps. Like, the fucking everything else can go to hell. I don't give a damn. Yeah. Like, it's not, just where are my caps at?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to fall in those.
And then it's funny to see how, like, the way we do those, and then the way some of the other dudes do it, and they're like, inside of the plates. I've seen that before, and I'm like, I'm not saying that's a bad idea, but I'm saying that's a terrible idea. like, come on, dude.
Remember when we were young and people said, I wouldn't do that shit if I was you? That's some more of that shit.
Exactly. Oh, yeah.
Dude, it's fucking... Yeah, breaking the habits. I don't know. There's just so much schools and so much shit that goes into becoming EOD man, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, I can't even imagine, like, now without the war, what do you do, right? You're like, fuck, man, like NKO to death?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing today, boys? Oh, you know what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know.
Sit yourself down. Here's a computer that
grab
doesn't work.
a mouse. Yeah, exactly. Oh God, no. But like, it's crazy, man. Like, you got these guys and these kids coming off the street or wherever I don't even know where you guys pull from anymore. If you guys have how is the fleet returning population? Does it even exist anymore?
A little.
Yeah.
There's not much.
But I mean, so you're getting these kids with the first taste of Navy life, Navy EOD life is like a shit ton of fucking physical training, like a ton of high speed shit that they're learning, and like they get out to the community and they're like, okay, when we use it.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a challenge right now. And that's honestly, that's one of the reasons why I started this is because there's a lot of guys that came in my period and did only the war stuff, right? And then near the end, you'd see RFFs pop, right? And I didn't get it back then, and whether I agree with it or not now, I understand it at least a little bit more. With rank comes yeah.
With rank comes gross,
right? But there were some legitimate reasons why we weren't filling some RFFs.
right?
But when you're an E5, E6, you don't care what the reasons are. You're just like, hey, there's work and we're not doing right?
It. Yeah, exactly.
And so there's a little bit of discontent because you'd see that, you'd hear that, and you're like, why aren't we attaching to these people? They want us. They're requesting us.
Yeah.
Like
specifically, they wrote memos to Congress. Yeah. Specifically.
Exactly.
We helped frame them specifically.
Right. And so whether I agreed with it or not, okay, I understand it. But then a lot of us, and I guilty too, man. 100%. I try to not be, but I'm guilty of just talking a lot of shit.
Oh, dude.
And doing it around the new guys who came in after the war, right?
Yeah.
And so they're like, yeah, why aren't we? With like zero understanding of any of it, right?
Right. No actual context or fucking.
Yeah. When you're sitting in the team room talking crap, you're not like, and here's the backstory. You're just like, boom. Here's the crap.
No, exactly. Like, they're all operating on the fucking the WWJD. What would Jaron do? First of all, like, Jaron says this is bullshit. This is bullshit.
Yeah, exaczly.
No, I know I was totally guilty of that shit too with my kids, but
we all are.
But like, I'm always been a big theory person. I'm a why guy. Like, tell me the fucking why. I'm not gonna tell you I'm not gonna do it. Yeah. I'm probably gonna bitch a little bit and I'll go do it. Yeah. As long as I know why, whatever. I could care less. So I'd be straight up like, this is what we're doing. This is why we're doing it. Like, and it sucks, but guess what? We're still fucking doing it.
Yep.
But like, yeah, I was so bad. I'd be so fucking bad. Cause like, they'd be like, hey man, you guys got like fucking 18 NKOs, senior, you guys are getting ready to go on deployment. Those guys can get those NKOs done. Yeah, totally. Right on that. Hey, you guys leaving tomorrow. I see those NKOs aren't done. What's up? Yeah, no, we're doing discussion. Hey, we're leaving in like 5 minutes. You need those NKOs? No, we're totally good. Also, they weren't important? You don't say. You don't say. Get out of here. Yeah. Yeah, and I know. It's just, it's all stupid shit. And the powers that be pretend like the kids don't fucking see that. Like, they won't figure that out on their own. They're just being, corralled into busy work. I don't know. It sucks because, like, it sucks, but it's good. Like, I know these kids feel like they showed up at the end of the party and all the beer's gone. But, like, at the same point, I'm glad the beer's gone.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't, you know, too many friends. Like, that is just, you mean, every time I turn Instagram or Facebook these days, it seems like, you know, somebody's, you know, not there anymore. So it's kind of like fucking, you know, I get it. You little fuckers, you got your strike gyms and you guys look good and shit with your 8-pack abs, but you can go ahead and look, baby. It's okay. That's what a true operator is like. No, but it's fucking cool. But like you said, these kids are come out hyper fucking motivated and they're ready to rock and roll, dude, in all these schools. But there's no party.
Yeah, I think though one of the things that I'm starting to realize more and more, and I just said it a couple of days ago when I was doing a podcast. Right, we just did something down in another country, and it was freaking miserable. Mm-hmm. Like the conditions, the pace, like that. My bad, guys. I didn't realize how terrible it was going to be.
Lo siento.
But we got done, and I was like, dude, they're going to, like, my name's going to be trash. You know, they're going to hate me for, like, whatever. But as it turns out, they were like, man, that was awesome. It was terrible, but it was awesome. I felt like an EOD tech. Like, so...
Good. Like, if you can bring that to them, you're winning, dude.
And that's the thing is, like, I think that's the thing that we have to focus on the leadership side is, like, find those things outside of the war zone, right? We have to just shift focus, right? That's not going on. We're not going to have that until that comes. But kind of like you were saying, with that type of fun comes a lot of stuff that's not fun, right? Yeah. Whether it's friends getting hurt, friends getting killed, the after effects of all of that, that like nobody cares about until
it's there.
Exactly.
Nobody tells you about until it's there.
Right.
Nobody told me at 18 fucking years old, you know, when you retire in 20 years, you're going to fucking look like a bobblehead and you're going to fucking have all these, you know, anxiety and all these other issues. And you know, he tells you that shit. And granted, I wasn't the smartest 18-year-old kid. So had you told me that shit, I'd probably been so like, yes, please. Yep. Right. But you know, no, there's no, you know, you got to make sure that everyone is, expectation management is appropriately met, especially with these new guys. But like, that's the thing too. Like you're saying, the things to focus on as far as the community goes. I mean, I would hope for the community that they would get back to being a family. Yeah. Like, I don't know how you felt when you did mobile units, but when I am so thankful that I was raised in Guam.
Yes, I agree.
As an EOD tech, like that mobile unit, everyone else tries, nobody else achieves it. That mobile unit, like, and it's just, I think it's probably is just geography. The fact that you can't escape that. Yeah. You can't escape your assholes, buddy, or your demons. You got to deal with them. Yep. And like, it just became a family. Like, it's so, even like the Guam guys are still the closest guys I have to this day. Absolutely. You know what I mean? The guys that I was in Guam with, and we didn't even fucking deploy together. Yeah. Like, it was just like, you know, you're just a bunch of assholes and had a good time. But that was EOD. We were always together and we were a family, and no matter what, we were a family. And I think that's probably what's going to be important for, like you said, your guys, the community shifting into a non or a less kinetic posturing for the foreseeable future until something does kick off. They need to get back to the fact that, you know, they're a family. Get back to being fucking pirates. Right. Stop being this fucking. You guys aren't sailors. You're not Navy. You're a bunch of fucking pirates. Like, smarten up.
As I talk to the old guys, and yes, I'm not an old guy.
You just look like
dude, I'm so old. I just put out a thing on Instagram yesterday. Did a video last night explaining some like new series, right? That are gonna happen. And I got done, and I was like, oh my god, dude! Like, my wings were out, dude. It was bad, and there's no color in them, man. Like,
dude, you're ready for retirement, homie. You got the wings going, you got the beer. You're ready to go, dude. You are there. You come to my house, we'll fucking load up the 2-footer, dude. We'll load up the 2-footer, and we'll tell the girls, you know what? We're going to be landing sometime next week. So just be there with the rest of your craft.
Right. Oh, I'm down.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. That was one thing I definitely noticed is that it's funny, each generation of team or not team, each generation of EOD techs that basically came in, like they definitely have their own mentality or modus operandi, I guess. Mm-hmm. It's just it's different. I don't know. It definitely, like, the kids were definitely more cerebral at the end than I think we were coming in. Like, you know, I was the only dude on my fucking Somali team that didn't have a goddamn degree.
Yeah. Idiot.
Stupid. Stupid. Like, oh God.
Don't look at my record, please.
Hey, Chief, you're a real smart guy. Yeah, totally smart. Right? And like, these guys,
smart.
I'm a fucking banker. Fuck you. How about that? You know, you think you're better than me? You fancy book learning? I'm from the streets. I was raised on bronze, bitch. You don't know.
It is true. It's crazy how many people come in with degrees now, like full-on degrees.
Well, I mean, I honestly, I don't know how much that is a reflection of the recruitment for us, so much as I think that's probably
society.
Our society's right now. Like, you've got dudes with degrees and they're smart motherfuckers and they're motivated.
Yep.
But that doesn't do shit for you. Yeah. In society, like, you don't know the right fucking people. Oh, well, I guess you're screwed. Well, you can go to the Navy. We'll pay your fucking... Yeah. Well, you could do some cool shit, like jump out of a plane, shoot guns, and blow stuff up, and we'll pay your fucking tuition off.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a saying I like to say, and I guarantee I didn't come up with it. But it's not what you know, it's who you know that gets you in. Oh. And it's not who you know, it's what you know that keeps you there. Like, 100%. Yeah. If you don't know the right people, and I had some options before I came into the military that were literally because I was dating a girl and her dad owned this like legit company, you know, or I was friends with somebody that was in another company, you know, like that's how I got those. It wasn't because I knew anything, right? I was a moron.
Fucking craziness, dude. Yeah. Like, well, that's the funny thing too. Is like when I got out or getting out and everything too, and I looking to try and go back to work or anything like that. It's just like. You can't sell what you fucking know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially I haven't really been pursuing a lot of work necessarily right back in like the government field.
Right.
So like that's where my skill set unfortunately is, right? Yeah. So you're like, what do you know how to do? Give me something blown up?
Yeah.
No? You good on that? Okay. No, it's a nursery. Yes. Okay. You know, so it's been interesting, but like it's cool.
Yeah. You want a water or anything to drink, man?
I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, it's with the old guys before I got on a tangent, which is an old guy trait. Like you start to say something and then you just go
back in my day.
The old guys that I talked to, they all talk, whether it was, you know, they were down in Charleston, they were in Virginia Beach, they were wherever, there was much more of like a community family thing.
Oh, dude.
But I think that is, just like with the education is like a just society thing, I think society was a little more like people kind of came together, grew together, like more community focused.
Yeah, I can see that. I think that's definitely part of it. The other thing, like I said, geography. Yeah. Like the San Diego teams, that was where I know that was. It's bananas. Like they all fucking. Where do you guys work? Oh, we work on Coronado. Well, where do you live? You know, Santee. I live in fucking. Yeah. You know, I live down in Chulawana or fucking up in Poway. You know, like these dudes, they might work at the same place, but they're living 3 hours away from each other.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, yeah, they're buddies and they'll go drink beers and stuff, and not to disparage any. Obviously, I love every fucking EOD tech out. Well, most of them. Some kind of smell funny, but you know, but like I think that the geography plays a huge fucking part as far as like the ability of people just to frag out and spread, and that's where I think like that becomes more of a leadership issue. Like not an issue, but they need a more cognizant approach from the leadership to ensure that, you know, even though we're not fucking going to war, like, hey, family days are important.
Yep,
like,
absolutely.
Fucking, like, that when I know that R&T and the ops and the purse pinchers and shit don't like to see those fucking, you know, 1 week trips come across for whatever fuck up I want to go
gear
do an
shakeout.
I want to go out to fucking wherever to go just to get these assholes away from everybody, get off their phones and make them fucking walk around the dirt for a while. You know, and they don't like to see that shit, but it's wildly important.
It is.
That is where your team bonds. Like you said, teams bond through fucking misery.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you can fucking make those kids' life as shitty as possible, they're gonna be super happy.
Right.
That's some good Navy mentality for you right there, boy.
That's where, as the leadership, you have to be willing to be that hated person for a while.
Yeah.
And eventually, it may not be on your team and it may not be on the next team. It may take 20 years, but eventually they'll be like, man, that was some good times.
Right. Don't worry, guys. I'm taking this one to the team. I'm willing to crap all over your heads.
Yeah.
So you have a good time.
Exactly.
Wait, what?
So going to the Afghanistan stuff, doing the more commando type stuff, did you enjoy that?
I did. I really liked it. I liked the ODA guys. They were fucking awesome to work with. Wildly professional. And it was cool. It was cool working with the GANs. Till it wasn't, you know.
Yeah.
It's just typical partner force problems. You get to the first, building in the clearance, and the GANs drop ruck and fucking light up, dude. guys, fuck, man. We still got like 30 houses to go, dude. Like, let's go. Come on. And so, like, other than that shit gets frustrating, but it was cool. Again, lack of proper military sourcing for fucking certain units and shit. Sticking a fucking reactionary force not co-located with the fucking mobility platform makes things a little weird.
Yeah.
So it was challenging at times, but it was cool. It was a neat deployment.
Were you expecting that when you went?
Fuck no.
Were you expecting more like, I'm going to go take care of IEDs?
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally, dude. Like, so that job didn't even pop up till we got in country.
Yeah.
So, where was I headed to? I think I was going to Zombole, or what the fuck it was. Zombole? Yeah. And I was going to go down there initially, and then we got in country. They're like, hey, what had happened was that the ODA team had deployed with a fucking Army EOD team, but the Army team leader got hurt before deployment. And so they just sent the team member out there, and then they kicked over our Paladin, or not Paladin, was it Troy or Paladin? Who was in fucking Iraq or Afghanistan? Wow, dude. Yes, those guys. Yeah, those guys. Paladin, I believe. I think it was Paladin. Kicked over John Christmas.
Okay.
To team lead, and freaking for that guy until we showed up in country, or he showed up in country, and then they got the word he wasn't coming, and so John Christmas was like, "Hey man, time for me to go home." Yeah. And they're like, "Okay, I guess we'll backfill you." So we got backfilled to the job, and I got there, and John and I can't remember who he's with. They ended up running one mission prior to us getting out there, and it was like the most kinetic fucking mission in like the last 5 years in that area. I was like, oh, you motherfucker. Really? They expended more ammunition in one fucking mission than like the previous ODA did in the entire fucking deployment. No kidding. Like it was fucking, they went hog wild. That's crazy. But, like the whole Chalk Valley area, all that shit. Bad juju. Yeah. But yeah, that's how we got out there. So I showed up there, and I was expecting to go to Zombole, take care of some IEDs. I know how to do this shit. And they're like, no, brother, you're gonna fucking ride around on helos and fucking wrangle cats and push commandos. It's gonna be a fucking hoot, right? It was fun. That was good. The guys made it worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, I always really enjoyed working with the SF dudes.
Oh, dude, they're fucking great. Yeah, they're great.
There's a little saying that I came up with after. Working with them and then coming back and then seeing our guys. I'll dime ourselves out. So it came because I'd work with them, right? And they would, so at their unit, they'll wear whatever they're wearing around their unit. Mm-hmm. Nobody cares. Usually it's PT gear, right? Mm-hmm. And it makes sense. They're in and out so much and then work and whatever. But if they went outside of their little unit, mm-hmm. right? Go to headquarters or whatever. That put on a uniform, do their thing, come back, switch right back out, right? Never once. And, came up with it after the second time I worked with him. It'd been almost a year that I'd worked with him. Never once did I hear an SF dude tell another SF dude, hey, put on your uniform or remember to put on your uniform.
Oh, yeah.
They just did it, right?
Just do it.
Then I came back and, dude, I hear us complaining all the time. Well, I got to put on a uniform to go upstairs. This is stupid.
Bullshit, man.
And, you know, again, I say that also having been that dude to be that loser, to be like, meh.
I was totally the student chief that I'd fucking be sitting in my PT gear at noon in my office with the door locked.
Yeah.
Like, no, fuck it. I'm doing evals.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was never like I was never a fucking. My guys can tell you this. So I'm never a huge believer that you became suddenly more professional, proficient, and you worked better because you were wearing a certain color of clothing.
So that ties perfectly into the saying that I came up with. It is professionalism isn't the uniform you wear, it's knowing when to wear the uniform. So exactly what you're saying, right? In your shop where you're just doing your thing, you're not going to write an eval any better if you have your uniform on, right? Yeah. But if the rule is upstairs wears uniform, right? Like, yeah, it sucks. It's annoying. Throw the uniform on, go upstairs. Yeah. You look the part for the area that
where you're supposed to be at.
It doesn't make you any more professional.
No.
But, yeah.
You're going to create less work for yourself by putting the fucking... It's going to take you less effort to put that fucking uniform on than it is to explain to some fucking, you know, amazingly intelligent and fucking well-grounded officer as to the reasons of why you were not wearing that uniform. And you're just going to get pissed off. So
exactly.
Just put the fucking thing on.
Exactly. And that's what I realized, like, the SFD, they knew that. That was like ingrained in them. I don't know where, because I never ever heard them speak about it, right? Yeah. And I was like, man, that is like, like I'm putting 3 and 6 and 12 together. I was like, oh, dude, that makes sense. Pretty cool.
Not too bad.
So out of 6, how many deployments did you get?
I did 3. So we did. I was like the Grim Reaper, dude. First fucking 2. Like, dudes get fired and I take their jobs twice. Like, just first one.
Standing over there.
Yeah. Hey,
look
how
like
you doing?
So good.
It's a nice team you got there. You walk in your car alone later. I'll take it from you.
Kneecap.
Bitch, my blood. Check, please. Yeah, so the first one was Afghanistan. Like I said, the LPO got canned, and I fucking went, or, you know, it wasn't working out, so he came off the team, and I went on. And then the next one was, I was getting ready to go to, Djibouti. I was going to go to Djibouti and do the fucking force protection piece out there. Yeah. And we're going through the fucking workups or whatever. We just started the workups, and one of their chief, Joe Cockrell, came in, and he hadn't done NCM before or something like that. So they come down like, "Hey, dude, you're an NCM guy." And I was like, "Huh, you guys are assholes." You guys are assholes. All right. Yep, you're an asshole. I wasn't going. Yeah, I wasn't an NCM guy. Okay. Gotcha. All right, fuck you. And they're like, "Hey, can you do it again?" I'm like, "Oh, Jesus Christ." Okay.
Can I?
Yeah. So fucking because you know the same story. The LCPO like had some issues, had to come off the team or whatever. So I went on and fucking theft and did our MRCI and then went to Bahrain, and then you know, the last one was my job and I didn't get fired, so that was cool. I went to Somalia with the team. And that was cool, doing the task force shit, and that was fun. Yeah. It was a little shitty at some points, but you know, like fucking having to deploy 5 days after my daughter was born wasn't exactly thrilling. Yeah. You know, so there was definitely some interesting, less than fun parts about it, but yeah. Welcome to the Navy.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes things work out, and sometimes they do exactly the opposite of working out.
I feel like commands, like when they're, and I know like and that's the big thing for the EOD especially is the manning piece. Yeah. Like, you know, I mean, it was, I'm sure it still is, because you got these, unfortunately, like I said, incredibly well and intelligent and well-grounded officers that know just exactly how to do things for the community, that have helium hands. Yeah. And anytime somebody asks questions, yeah, we can do that. Yeah. Yeah, we can do that. And now you've got a force that's shrinking and you're still trying to recover down on all these fucking responsibilities. And now you don't have the best ED techs anymore on the job. because you can't.
Right.
Because fucking the dude that went to the training unit at that point, that every fucking instructor in every fucking division was like, this dude has significant fucking issues. Like this, oh no, he's a team member.
Yeah.
He'll be okay. I said he fails the training, it means nothing. Goes back to the mobile unit, it's like, nope. Send them out the door. So it's like I get the manny piece and the shortness of bodies, but at the same point, like you have to, maybe put the hand down so that you ensure that the product is still high quality.
Yeah.
You're sending out the door. But yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. I don't know where this story came up, but I'm curious.
Okay.
So you wrote on there, almost getting shot while drinking coffee.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
That sounds interesting.
Oh, yeah. So, that was the first time I ever been shot. First time I've ever been, had a bullet hit, right there.
Really?
Yeah. So I've been shot at, but not fucking oh my God, they're close.
They're actually trying to hit me.
Yeah. So, we get there. I was in Afghanistan. And one of our first fucking missions out the door. And 7 o'clock, I'm up on the wall. All right, bitches, who's going to get some? We're hard pointed the night before. And I don't know what I was expecting. Maybe somebody's going to come fucking take pot shots because they knew we were there. So I was sitting up there and the CCT that was with us, was he was a good guy. He was fucking his dad's an author and shit. He's like, no, dude. He's like, they don't fucking before prayer, nothing happens.
Yeah.
He's like, they're fucking good. He's like, it's the weirdest fucking thing you've ever seen in your life. He's like, but before 9 a.m. they don't do shit. And he's like, nobody's coming. I was like, oh, fuck it, dude. Let's make coffee. So there's me and fucking Eric, sitting up there drinking coffee and fucking. And I was like, I threw my fucking camera. I was like, Lindsay's not gonna believe this shit. I was like, if I can take a picture real quick, what's like, what? I'm sitting there with my cup of coffee on the top of this fucking clot wall. And dude, right as Eric signs the picture, and the fucking wall, right next to me, just dust. Oh shit. Diving out of the chair already.
Just like that.
Oh dude, I was like, what the fuck? And there's snow on the ground and shit, and it's just this. The clots there, whatever it is, the big courtyard structure, right? So it's 20 feet down to the courtyard, and I'm looking, I'm like, no fucking way I'm jumping down there.
Yeah.
I got my gear, I was like, I'm blowing both of these for fucking sure, dude. So I was looking around, and no more shots. What the fuck? And so I heard the other CCT we had, and he was calling, fucking listening to him. Did ISR see anything? Where'd that come from?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we saw a squirter, but he tucked in the house and he's fucking around. And I was like, Jesus Christ. And yeah, some fucking 7-year-old kid almost shot my ass off fucking drinking coffee in Afghanistan. I was like, you son of a bitch.
That's terrible.
I was told 9 a.m., bro. I haven't even had my breakfast yet. Let's at least do this gentlemanly.
Right?
Come on, there's rules.
We don't have to have all the rules, but at least follow one.
It's not nom, bro.
Yeah.
Let's keep things in perspective.
Oh, dude. See, you said that was the first time you felt that.
Yeah.
That happened quite a few times.
It happened a couple more times on that deployment. We had a couple near ambushes, and
really?
that was wild.
Yeah.
The first time you're like, yeah, that's not my machine gun. That's really fucking close. Huh. All right. Where's the barrel flashes? All right, let's shoot that. Fucking no, dude. And those fucking tight little those tight little alleyways and shit.
Oh yeah.
Those little fuckers. They'll be anywhere in there.
Yeah.
One time, pop a fucking door and just the whole wall light up bullet fire. Jeez. Shut that door. Yeah. Something's wrong with that door.
We'll come back later.
Yeah. Clearly, they're not ready to be up yet. Yeah, dude, that's fucking, what a wild time, man. Running around Afghanistan, fucking pockets full of explosives, grenades, rifles, fucking airplanes, oh my.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good question. So talking about the CCT, not CTT, very different jobs.
Yeah. Different second.
Yeah. So having them in Afghanistan with the SF dudes, right? being able to have that person that can actually talk to somebody and like get information pretty quickly and guide stuff in. And then in Iraq, not really having
Didn't
that.
exist.
How, granted, like you're in a vehicle probably more often in Iraq.
Oh,
than,
100%. Always in truck. So I was dismounted completely in Afghanistan, always in a truck. But like, are you talking about like what was it like having like the
so granted you're in a truck, so there's
armor?
Figurative safety,
right.
But I'm assuming at some points you got ambush, dudes start shooting at you, shooting whatever, and not having that somebody that can call up to, hey, where are they if you can't see them, like potentially drop, and then now in Afghanistan having that, how much of a like comfort or relief was that, or did you even think about that side of it?
You definitely noticed it in Iraq, but we always had our own, like we had a dedicated security convoy. Most EOD did at that point. Like early in the war, you didn't.
Right.
It was like, where are you guys going? Cool, man. We'll catch a ride. Like fucking, you guys are driving that way? Sure, we'll roll with you for a while. Like crazy. These are nuts. But we had our own. So like, for us, we only got shot at a few times in Iraq. They weren't real big on it. Like, they did not want to fight.
Yeah.
At least not where Al Anbar. That was like, we're gonna blow you the fuck up from a long way away, and they might shoot a couple shots afterwards, but for the most part, where I was at the Al-Anbarans and shit, was just IEDs. They were huge though. It wasn't like fucking a 20-pound IED in a fucking wall somewhere. I mean, you're finding 300, 400, 500-pound fucking IEDs, 1,000-pound IEDs in culverts, and the fuckers figured out early on that if they seal the end of the culvert, they direct the blast wave up. So like, these guys, it was low tech shit, but they were using a lot of it, a lot of explosives, and they were fucking. I mean, it was a completely different style of fighting. For me, like obviously when I got to Afghanistan, I'm being completely dismounted. But the one thing that was nice in Iraq is when you get shot at. They didn't shoot for very long because you got fucking 5 gun trucks rolling around. The back one's got a fucking Mark 19. Hi, buddy. Who's gonna win that matchup?
Right.
Your AK-47? No. So it only happened a couple times, but the Marines too. So you shoot at a fucking Marine, and it's like, oh
yeah.
Everybody wants to get some of that ass.
Yeah. We will shoot until there's no mountain left.
Yeah. No brass, no ammo. I didn't say that, guys. Oh, my bad.
I'm sure at some point CCT called in airstrikes and whatnot. Having air cover and then having bombs dropped. Was that pretty cool?
It's cool, dude. Like, it's cool because you think, oh, we're gonna fight, and then the bird comes and there's no more fight.
Yeah.
You guys, you're posting up these windows. You're like, where are these fuckers? They're on the roof there. I don't really see them. I'm gonna keep fucking counting, keep them laying down on that fucking roof, and then you're like, oh, I guess we're done here. It's
like your cheat code.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Meanwhile, you hear the fucking CCT guys in your ears like, oh, fuck yeah, I guess so. Like, oh, God. You guys are dicks. We're trying to play, too.
Oh, it's funny.
Dude, it's cool, though. You hear the A-10 coming in, or you hear your fucking spooky over top.
Yeah.
Don't. I have a gun, too.
Yeah.
I'm here, too.
Stop showing off.
Yeah, you're jerks. Yeah, it was cool. It definitely like, as far as like a safety thing, like you knew, because everywhere we went on that mission, we had a full stack overhead.
Yeah.
Like always. So there's multiple gunships up there.
Nice.
AWT. Like you knew that we were going in, and our ECTs were pretty good. They would try and push the stack, push them off for noise abatement.
Okay.
Trying to bait a fight, pick a fight, basically, and then bring the stack in to finish it off. But they were pretty good. But it was always like, yeah, we're coming, but you fuckers don't know what we got in our pockets.
Right.
They're like, you might fuck with us, but our big brother's up there.
Yeah.
Fuck you up.
That's got to be kind of a good feeling to know that, like, if you're gonna get in that situation.
Oh yeah, that was yeah. Like we always knew that if like shit went real fucking south, that there was going to be, there was going to be some fucking war going on.
Yeah.
Like even if we were going down, dude, the stack was going to bring down every other motherfucker on the battlefield too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those things. Like okay.
Yeah. So we kind of started talking about it a little bit, and we kind of hit it at a few different points, but getting to the point where you're off ramping, you're going, getting ready, right? You see like, okay, you made the decision, and actually, before we even get there, what led you to make the decision? Like, okay, I'm definitely getting out.
The Navy made that for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like when I came back from Somalia, I had some pretty significant problems going on. And my wife actually was like, hey, dude, you need to fucking tell somebody something's wrong.
Gotcha.
You get some fucking help or, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right. And so I fucking went to the mental, I'd seen group mental health prior.
Okay.
And then I went afterwards and then started doing, like, did the run up and the test and went to NICO. And after NICO, they're like, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
How about that? So that was they made it for me. So it was what it was. It was definitely weird for me. Like, not the way you picture your career going, right?
Yeah.
Like you're going to get out and fucking, you're going to ride it out to the end and go out in a fucking blaze of glory, right? I'm going to be out there, woo, let's do it, boys. But, I don't know. That was definitely a weird thing for me. And then getting out over the training unit vice my mobile unit, I didn't really care for that very much.
Yeah.
That was, I kind of felt like I was shoved off a little bit, but it's all right. I get it, dude. Like fucking, I know I was not an able body. They need bodies in the seats, 100%. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, it was not the way I would have wanted to get out.
Yeah.
I guess in retrospect, that'd been a lot cooler.
Yeah.
But not getting hurt would have been a lot cooler. Oh no shit. Huh.
Yeah.
Huh. Never thought of that. Did you just try not getting hurt? Yeah, fuck, I'm an idiot. No, it's good. It's whatever, I guess.
I don't know if you want to like talk about it. Feel free to be like, nah, I don't really want to. But before your wife was like, hey man, you should go talk to somebody. Did you feel did you like see anything, or were you just like motivated, keep trugging?
No, I definitely was definitely noticed some shit. I think it started to happen. Well, it wouldn't just. I think the level of intensity that you're required to be at for so fucking long eventually is ate me up.
Yeah. And
then, like you said, like there's the disheartening things that happen along the way where you realize this shit isn't that important, but it's being still presented to you as it's the most fucking important thing in the world. And oh my God, we're gonna pull our fucking hair out and the world's gonna explode if you don't get. Oh, just kidding. And it's like, dude, like that is one thing that our community does a fucking grave disservice to the dudes is. They will fucking just make shit seem so fucking important. It's just not.
Yeah.
And you're just putting undue stress on guys at that point. But yeah.
Yeah. Then so as you started getting ready to off ramp, trying to take care of yourself, trying to get things set up, but then also trying to like get out of the Navy, quote unquote, correctly, which is seemingly impossible.
Oh, dude. Good luck. I didn't get paid for 4 months.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't get a retirement check for 4 months when I got out. It was fucking tight. Real tight.
Yeah.
So, we did that. And then, I was doing a voc rehab program up at Richmond, just, talking.
Yeah.
Learn how to be a civilian. Right? Civilian 101. And then COVID hit. And then fucking nobody hired.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, maybe I'll go back to school. And I was like, not really doing that right now. So then I started growing vegetables and other stuff. And I like to grow other stuff now. So that's what I do. I grow a lot of other stuff and vegetables. And actually, it's probably what we're looking at doing, once the fucking rates are no longer 8%.
Yeah.
We're probably going to move. We'll probably be moving down to, we've been looking at Jacksonville.
Okay. And
maybe going back down there. And I was thinking I might go back to school, maybe go try some botany or something.
Yeah.
And grow some plants for real.
Nice.
And do some food production or something. It'd be fun. But it was getting out till now has been a fucking weird time. That's for sure, dude. Like getting out and then the COVID and all that good shit. So
yeah, COVID, I feel like I can't imagine getting out right before COVID hitting and then that hitting and everybody, it's already, like we talked about, hard enough, it seems like, to get out of a community that was so
closed loop.
Yeah. And then you get out, and then all of a sudden the world is just like, everybody stay away from each other.
Oh yeah. This new reality you're trying to assimilate into isn't even fucking reality at this point. So now, I'm fucking here like, hey, I'm Jamie. Fuck you, dude. Don't touch me. Like,
what is happening?
Well, this mask is gonna save me. I'm like, bro, I know things about that mask. I'm gonna tell you right the fuck now. That ain't it, brother.
Yeah.
That ain't it. No, the TV, man. You don't know. Okay. I'm just a dumb Navy guy. I got it.
Yeah.
Jesus, you got these people who are fucking, now you're trying to assimilate into this society, these people who are fucking hyper scared of every goddamn thing, and they're killing their shadows now. And it's just like, coming from our world to that, it's just like, whoa.
Yeah.
You people are funny. My friends think you're funny too.
Once, I mean, hell, I'm actually thinking about, as I'm like about to ask the question, once COVID was over, it's barely been over, dude, actually.
Right? Wait a minute. Hold on. No. Hey, dude, we're going back into masks next week. Schools will, it's fucking crazy, man. It's back. It's totally back. Flu's gone.
Yeah.
COVID's here, though.
Right.
Actually, we renamed the flu COVID. It's different. Sorry. That's not nice.
It felt like that, though.
All thoughts and opinions are my own.
Yeah. Nice. I got 2 disclaimers now, one at the beginning and one in the middle. No, when COVID started to die off and things started to open back up, did it kind of help? Were you able to I don't know, like anything? So thinking in more of like the mental health, looking at jobs, looking at like assimilating in. Did that start to help, or did it kind of still?
The fact that I wasn't able to go straight into a fucking job was probably the absolutely best thing that ever fucking happened to me. Like no shit.
Yeah.
I was still in fucking EOD man mode.
Yeah.
I'm not hurt. Fuck you. Like, I can do this, because if I don't do this, then my brother's going to have to do this. So fuck that. I will not let that happen. You know what I mean? Like, still in that kind of, like, I'm just going to keep on fucking turning and burning, because if I keep running, nothing can catch me, right?
Right.
But I think that's probably one of the best things. I was forced to slow down, and like, as shitty as it was, because it's been shitty. It's been rough. I mean, it has been easy, but like, it comes for all of us.
Yeah.
It's going to smack you in the face at some fucking point. I was just grateful to be at a place where I wasn't working, honestly.
Yeah.
And I had the time to fucking, work through the shit, or fucking go see the doctors that were going to help me with fucking, extra balance, whatever the fuck was going on, you know? So I think that was one of the best things for me. And like, it gave me a chance as well to, and this, I sound so fucking dumb. So I know it does, but basically re-meet yourself, like reintegrate yourself to yourself. Because I don't know, but for me, I know, like, during EOD or whatever, and you asked how you were before or whatever, there would be times, and at least my personal life, where, like, I would be fucking just asshole, fucking king dingling dickhead, at home, but you don't care.
Yeah.
It just, like, fucking, like, and it was seriously, like, it felt to me like I was watching somebody else just destroy my fucking life in front of me, and, like, I was behind it, like, a sheet of plexiglass, just like, dude, fucking stop, like, just stop. But I couldn't stop myself at all, ever.
Yeah.
And I was just, the ultimatum was 100% fucking necessary, and I'm very grateful that I had like I said, I've had this time so far to, like, to actually unspool the shit in my head, because I think for a lot of guys, I think that they never actually get that time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're so pressured to fucking just succeed, right? That's what EOD does. We win, right?
Yeah.
And this is success or total failure. That's it.
Yep.
That's a hell of a lot of fucking pressure.
Yeah.
All right? And I think that the dudes, as they're coming out and they're simulating, instead of actually, like, getting a chance to fucking like figure out who they actually are, from 1 to 18, you do what you're fucking told, right?
Yeah.
You just do what you're supposed to do. And then for me, it was 18 to 38. You just do what you're fucking told, right?
Yeah,
to
that's a good point. Yeah.
To a point, right?
Yeah.
Like I had all these choices, and I fucking chose EOD, but then you get in this closed loop bubble, and everybody thinks the same.
Yeah.
It's groupthink, right? It fucking so now like I'm getting on Navy at 38. I'm like,
who's gonna tell me what to do?
well, yeah, it's like that, and it's like I don't like that. And I'm like, wait, do I really not like that, or is that just because I'm fucking, you know what I mean? Is that just because I'm an EOD guy? I don't like that. You know what I mean? So like, is it a caveman world? Because I mean, we tend to become very, very black and white in our world because once we're dropped into that fucking combat zone, our task and purpose is 100% clear, straightforward, and we know what we're fucking doing.
Yeah.
Right. So, but unfortunately, the entire world is not built like that. And so once you get out and you don't have that clear defined purpose, you are not EOD tech. Your job isn't fucking written in a paragraph in front of you.
Yeah.
You got to figure out, what does Jamie do? What is like, I haven't, like, it's so stupid. I haven't known myself since I was like 16 years old. Right.
Yeah.
Like I was 42 years old. I was 42 years old when I fucking walked in the gym for the first time to lift weights and realized that this time I was doing it for myself.
Yeah.
It was the first time I wasn't doing it fucking for a sport. I wasn't running for a PRT test. I wasn't fucking lifting weights trying to get big for a fucking soft deployment. I wasn't doing anything for any fucking other person other than myself.
Yeah.
And like that for me was a fucking super big like mind grenade. Like holy shit,
Yeah.
Like you do 20 years, they march out to the blue line and sit you on your ass and say, "Go for it, little guy." And it's just like, well, how does this little guy run?
Yeah.
Like this little guy knows the dive, and I know what explosives do, and I know which end of the gun goes forward. But like, what does Jamie do?
Yeah.
Because Jamie doesn't want to do any of this shit anymore.
Dude, that is I had not even really thought about that. That piece that we are so like, it is ingrained in us to know exactly what we are doing and why.
Oh yeah.
Like literally part of drills, and we set it up specifically, is to not have a clear purpose so that we figure out and we ask the right questions to get that clear purpose.
Who's the target?
Yeah.
What's the intention?
Exactly.
What are they doing here?
And understand like capture kill versus kill capture.
Yeah.
Like
commander's intent.
Right. Like it's so ingrained in us to do literally like revelation right now.
Oh shit.
And that's actually like one of the things this podcast has helped me do is like, it's never clicked that much before, but like I've got anywhere from, technically I could have 3, but I've got probably 5 years before I get out. But I'm actually like, the way I've started based off of lots of different conversations and probably now doubling down on it is I'm trying to work a 5-year get out plan instead of like the 1 year or 6 month plan, right? Because everybody said when they get down to that part, it's like it's hard. It's really hard. So I'm gonna do terrible at it. I know, because I want that like task purpose. You know?
Dude, I'm telling you, brother. Like especially the dudes that have done some shit. Like you got like the biggest thing you can do is just be a friend to yourself.
Yeah.
Like give yourself some motherfucking grace. Because it's gonna be hard. Like we talked about it earlier, the assholes don't stop.
Yeah,
they just move from out here to in here.
Right.
And it's still like, oh, you fucking idiot. It's not nearly as fun when you're telling yourself you're a fucking idiot as when your buddy's like, you're an idiot. Yeah. Like the way more fun when you tell me I'm stupid, but when I tell myself I'm stupid, I get sad. Right. Sad boy hours.
Right.
Yeti, come here, please. Yeti. Service dog, huh?
What's up, buddy?
In training. You're a turd, man.
Such a big boy.
Oh, dude, 100 pounds. You're old. Come here, you.
That's so crazy.
But yeah, dude, it's fucking fucking wild, man. It's interesting. And like one of the first people to tell me like about that shit. I don't know if you met the guy. He Valhalla Forge, Jimmy works down there. He was a fucking varsity guy forever and a day.
Yeah.
And he was talking about it. I was down there, and I was doing a project with Mutts with a Mission, one where I got my service dog from.
Yeah.
And he was the one that initially that was telling me about that, or he was just talking about, like, he's like, yeah, dude, he's like, I got out after 32 years or something, and I had to figure out who the fuck I was again.
Yeah.
I didn't know, because, I mean, I told you, 42 years old. First time I ever fucking realized I lifted weights I was lifting weights for myself. First time I ever realized I was doing anything for myself. Like, I was, now I want to go back to school because I want to go to school.
Right.
I want to learn something. Rather than fucking being like, hey, you need to do this to pass this fucking NECC. You need to fucking do this. You need to do this, and you need to do this, and you need to do this.
Yeah. Yeah, like, actually thinking about it, you know, there's probably less than a handful of things in the military that you do because you want to, but even those things come with a whole bunch of other things that...
Bro. Like, the bill of sale that I was given... and what it turned out to be, homie, diving, fun as fuck. Shooting, fun as fuck. Blowing stuff up, way fun. Jumping, also fun. Do them in the Navy. Work.
Yep.
Fuck. That's not fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's for that 15-minute collage video, it's a year's worth of work.
You don't understand.
Planning, training, setting up, filling out paperwork. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I would kill to go out on the boat just for one dive day though.
Yeah.
Dude, there's nothing better like getting on a dive boat and just fucking making your standbys diver a living hell.
Yeah. You will not down dress. It is August.
I guess you're new.
Oh, yes, we purposely brought the boat with no shade.
Congratulations. Welcome to Guam.
Coxswain, stay into the sun.
We're gonna break you in good, boy.
Oh, that's funny.
Hell yeah.
As you work through the process, you know, getting out and then trying to get to the point where you are giving yourself grace, you are doing things like for you. What are some of the things that kind of helped you down, whether it's, you know, on a mental health side, like someone of them giving you tools or other things that you found? So
the biggest thing for me, and I don't imagine there's any EOD tech in the world that doesn't experience this because it's the way we're trained. You're trained to look at everything from the 300,000 foot view, right? To fucking see the entire picture, the entire problem, you know, soup the nuts, the whole fucking thing, right? Don't do that when you get out.
Yeah.
That for me was like the biggest thing is trying to have this fucking huge 300,000 foot view of everything going on because I don't have fucking EOD deployment to look for anymore, so I can't do 90-day fucking look backs or any of that kind of shit to drill down on. So you get into the news. And then you start doing the 300,000 foot view of the news and fucking what's going on and moving parts. And you realize real fast that the news is all full of shit. And so like, then you're like, wait, these guys are completely fucking wrong. So then it's like, what is actually happening? And like, for me, it just started to spiral.
Gotcha.
Like just basically looking out too much.
Yep.
And then one of the things that helped me honestly was gardening.
Yeah.
Like just because there's no way to like have your hands in the dirt and be playing with the fucking plants and not be right here at this moment.
Yeah.
So for me, that's a big thing for me, like reading and gardening and finding something to bring yourself out of your fucking head. EOD techs especially are incredibly cerebral individuals, tend to be. And I mean, you basically got these jocks, these 400 horsepower fucking brains. Like it's not a good mix.
Yeah.
Like the jock part just wants to go lift fucking weights while the brain's trying to do fucking advanced calculus, and they just do that.
It's true.
You know, and
that's a great description.
So you got to find something to fucking even the keel out for those guys or for everyone, right? You got to figure out where you actually fit in. And like I said, give yourself some grace. And if somebody has the ability to take, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, whatever the fuck you can take, even up to a year if you had it. 4 years if you got it, and you can afford it, whatever you can do, but don't go back until you're ready. Yeah, that's probably the biggest piece of advice if I can give anybody is don't rush it, dude. You got to because and I tell my wife this all the time. We've been kind of talking about the whole mental health side. You can give somebody, 100% of a 30% effort, 30% of Jaren, I can give you 100% of that effort, but it's shit.
Yeah.
Or I can take this fucking get myself, Jamie or Jaron to 100%. And now that 100% effort at 100% looks a hell of a lot different. And it feels better too. You know what I mean? 'Cause you're not fucking like, you're not trying to do maximum effort with minimum fucking fuel. So like, I think just take the time to fucking reassimilate yourself to being a human.
Yeah.
Because the creatures that we become in our little world, it's not human.
Yeah.
You know, it's not reality.
Yeah.
It's fucking not. And it's fucking amazingly fun. It's a great place to live. But reality will come back around and hit you in the face. So
Yeah.
you gotta be ready for it.
That makes sense. As you've been kind of reflecting, is there anything on the job side that like you wish, or you look back and you're like, man, maybe I shouldn't have done that portion of it?
I would say if you want to do something like Honor Foundation or Elite, you know, do that shit as you're transitioning out.
Yeah.
Because you're a lot more I don't want to say sellable, but you're more it's easier to fit into that that shoebox, I guess, and go down those roads. And then if you're retired for a few years or something like that, try to go back, you know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm retired.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Or they're much more apt to fucking try and work with you as a transitioning member. So if you're trying to do that shit, definitely do that on the way out.
Okay.
But as far as like the job stuff, I don't know. I definitely be sure that it's what you, like I said, get to know yourself again. If it make sure that because I mean, I had headhunters go, hey, dude, you want to come do this fucking job? You know what I mean? Like, there's some jobs out there for you, buddy.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, if I go back into that fucking world, I'm just gonna wind right back into the same person I was. And honestly, that's my biggest thing. I don't want to be that. I'm
Right.
I was that dude for 20 fucking years, homie.
Yeah.
And I did it, and I'm thankful for my time. Learned a fucking hell of a lot, but I don't want to be that guy no more.
Yeah.
That was a fucking hard guy to be, and I almost lost everything because of it.
Yeah.
So I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Those jobs are cool and all, man, but you do them. I'm gonna I'm gonna go grow flowers in a pot. Sorry, other stuff.
Yeah, I think, you know, everything has their, what do they say? Everything has their season, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, and I mean, it's good that your season was able to come to a close when it was at that kind of like point. You know, not everybody has. Some people are at that like, you know, 10-year mark and they're not willing to put it up. Other people are, and you know, I tell everybody. I know there's a lot of people in the community that are like, dude, do the full time. You got to do the 20 years. But it's funny because you hear people that are at like that 25, 26-year mark, and they're, well, why aren't you doing 30? You know, there's always more that you can do. So like whatever, whatever point, I every single time I came up for reenlistment, I literally sat down and had, at once I did it physically on paper, but most of the time it was like that. It took a time and was like, what are the benefits to staying in? What are the benefits to getting out? What do I want to do? Which side do I want to be on? You know, do I want to be on that getting outside?
Yeah.
And even the last time, which was at, 14 years, it's like, what do I want to do?
Yeah.
And I think that's important. I think
No, it's absolutely. I think especially because and I think that's probably one of the harder things for the younger kids. So this is funny because I probably could have fought the NICO thing.
Yeah.
If I wanted to, like, but it came to the point where I realized I didn't have the energy that was required, that would be required of me, that I would owe to my guys,
right,
in order to get them ready for another fucking team. I couldn't do it. I didn't have the ability. At that point in my life, I was spent.
Yeah.
I was fucking, after all that shit, getting hurt, you know, fucking going to NICO and all that shit, and then I was just done. I was like, okay, if I'm hurt now, I guess, then we're gonna do this. Then
yeah.
I don't fucking, if I fight it, what am I fighting for? To go back and be fucking 50% of what I was, not able to do certain fucking things, and then also on top of that, not have the fucking energy and the fucking drive to fucking push another team to go to Bahrain.
Right.
I just don't, dude. I don't have that in me, homie.
Yeah.
I just didn't. It was over. I knew it. So fucking like when they came to NICO, it wasn't a relief or anything. I was like, I'm gonna go to fucking dive school. I was fucking stoked, dude. I was gonna go to not dive school.
That down there?
Great Mistakes.
Oh, Great Lake. Yeah. Dive Motivator.
Better.
Dude,
that was. I talked to the fucking dude up there. I was stoked. I was like, yeah, man, we're here from like 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. and then we go to school. I was like, what? He's like, yeah. Oh.
it's on.
Yeah, dude, I was ready. I was like, this is the fucking assignment that we've been dreaming about. You know,
I get to terrorize people.
Dude, I get all my bad feelings out, and then I get to go to school. Like, fuck. But no, so I was excited about that. But you know, when they said I came back, and like, probably not the best idea anymore to continue on like down this road. And I was like, yeah. Okay, you know, I did some talking with the wife about it and what it was going to look like, and here we are, I guess. Yeah. But it's I think that's definitely like where you have the advantage. I think that a lot of kids probably don't necessarily understand like what it takes to get through a full FRTP. Like, it's a fucking lot, man. It's a lot, especially fucking in your chair. You know, you've got they show up and train,
right?
Yes. How's that? Yeah, you guys are good. I love you guys too, motherfucker. I'll be here for the next 5 hours. I was here 3 prior too.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, it takes a lot, dude. And especially older guys. You know, it's fucking, the older guys are like 36 years old, but it's draining, man. Because then on top of that, you've got all that fucking work to do for your entire FRTP. And oh, hey, by the way, don't get fat.
Right. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, dude, hi. I'm a big guy. Husky. Festively plump. No. But yeah, you know, on top of that, dude, you know, you're fucking PTing 2 hours a day and you're fucking doing. I just didn't have it anymore. Yeah. I didn't.
And all of that, everything that, you know, I've been really tying in on this piece a lot more lately is that, you know, so much so that I hate the saying now, the work-life balance, because it's not. There is no such thing.
There is no balance.
Yeah,
no, absolutely not.
It's you can make the decision, and we're terrible at making the decisions. But you can make the decision to either put more effort in at home or put more effort in at work, right? And it's never like I put in just the right amount at home and just no. I look at that and
at work
exactly. Oh, and a lot of us just do like the work thing.
Yeah.
And then we're like, we tell ourselves, I'll flip after this deployment, or I'll flip after the train up and before deployment.
It's just the deployment. It's just the workup. It's just getting me right
exactly. Now. And then it's just okay at shore duty. I'll have time at shore duty, and then now I'll have time. And it's never the case. And like, and you have to be willing. And I've gotten there, and it sucks mentally. The hardest thing I've done mentally, is say that I am going to make sure that I'm not shortchanging guys for a while, but I'm going to not go to that level that I'm used to at work because I do have to give more to my family and like I'm seeing it, right?
Yeah.
And it sucks because I'm not, which is terrible. Like you would think that it would be way easier to put everything in on the family and drop work, but dude, that is not how most of us are programmed.
No, they get you early, right? Yeah. They get us in dive school and like, you guys are brothers. Yeah. You guys are all brothers. And fucking, if you don't do, then your brother has to. And it's like, fuck, okay. Well, I like Jaron. And I don't want to shit in his Wheaties. So I'm going to do my job really well. Yeah. You know, it fucking, no, they get you with that shit, dude. And you're like, fucking, that's where the healing hands comes from, right? Yeah. Like, we're always like, hey, man, we need somebody to take this deployment. Fuck. Okay. Yeah. I got it. You know? And you know, you don't ever let anyone see that fucking, fuck side, but it's just like, whatever. And that's what really, I didn't want to be that guy. That's the same thing. I didn't want to be that guy anymore because that's exactly what I turned into. Yeah. And it's like, how many times can I act like that motherfucker and still not be him?
Right.
Yeah, how many times I get to wear the fucking mask? Yeah. You know, before I turn into the creature, it's fucking I don't know. For me it was like I just need to fucking slowly get out of there.
And I think that those two words are super important for me, right? Because it's different for everybody, man. Like, there are some dudes that are doing 30 plus years, and and I will say it from the outside are still like crushing it, right? Still have their family like together, right? They're doing good at the job, like, and they've been able to, for one reason or another, do that. And then other guys, man, it's that first enlistment.
Oh yeah,
and they're like, can't do this anymore.
Well, dude, like that was one of the shady things. I would say our community, but the fucking military in general had a real big stigma as PTSD and all that shit, and then not understanding that it's different strokes or different. Like, one person's brain will overload while the other ones will just forget about it. Like there was dudes like first deployment, like one of my good fucking buddies, first deployment, it was a hairy one, in Iraq with the frogs, and then he couldn't fucking stand still anymore. Yeah, couldn't sit down, like fucking just and he was retired. Yep. Because his anxiety, one deployment, and his anxiety was just fucking. You don't know how people are going to react to combat, right? At all. You have no fucking idea. People think that they do, and like, oh, we trained so fucking hard. Great, dude. Congrats. You fucking trained until somebody's actually trying to fucking blow you up or shoot at you, and you're now required to return fire and fucking act violently. I don't know that you're going to do it. Right. One, I don't know that you're going to do it, and I don't know what the after effects of said events are going to be. Exactly. Right? So like fucking, like you said, somebody could do 30 fucking years. They've seemed great, but somebody could do 3. Yep. And they're fucked for life. And that's big on the leadership side. I think that like leadership at all levels, from the most junior leader all the way to the most senior, needs to understand that, so that we're not, because we will keep pushing if we're pushed enough, right? Right. And like I've seen some guys want to keep going when we should have been like, dude, no. Like, just not necessarily get out either. Just like take a break. Yeah. No. Dude, no. It's the fact that there's not some built-in system for that is fucking. It blows my mind. Like, you're literally asking dudes to go work on shit that everyone else on this fucking planet is walking away from. Right. Right. All right. You're asking these guys to do it, and you want to do it how many times? Once? No. Right? You're doing all these times, and then you're fucking stunned, shocked, and shaken when, like, 4 years into it, like, shit, the wheels start coming off, man. A lot of guys, I mean, not everybody, but, like, in one way or another, dudes, like, wheels are starting to fucking come off. Yep. Like, shit's not quite working the same anymore. Mm-hmm. And the fact I don't see why they shouldn't. If you're going to a shore det, the fact that they don't do, like, fucking, that'd be a great place to do it. You go to shore duty, you're doing a fucking mental evaluation. Yeah. Here's a psych eval for you. Congratulations. Or, just, if nothing else, just a fucking baseline, dude. Yeah, right. So we can get to know, get to know you. And then at the 10-year mark, do another fucking, like, mandatory one, like, in depth, and be like, hey, bro, this is where you were. Yep. This is where you are now. Yep. Like, have an actual metric on it. I don't know. I never understood why, especially in, like, our community or any of these communities. Like, I'm sorry, 20 years in fucking EOD isn't the same as 20 years riding a fucking desk answering phones. Yeah. Not at all. It's I know the military treats the retirement the same, but it's not. Yeah. Turns out stress level's a little different. Yeah. So, like, I think that they need to look more intently into that kind of shit, especially the mental health. And I'm glad that EOD's starting to come around on it, because I know at the beginning we definitely were not doing a good job on it, like with the warrior transition and shit like that for guys fucking deployed. Mm-hmm. When they're going to Afghanistan, they'd come back and they'd stop in, Germany or wherever the fuck it was, wherever they were going for 2 weeks. That was big. That was a big step for, like, the whole mental health portion, like realizing the necessity of the decompression stops. Yeah. For the guys prior to getting home, like, rather than, Chaplain walks into a fucking room like this, like, hey guys, don't beat your wife, have fun. Right. Shoot. Okay. Thanks for the advice, Doc. Or chaps, get the fuck out of here. So it is good that there is definitely, like, with the wars. I mean, if 20 years of war, something had to be done. Yeah. But I think that if the community wants to get ahead of it, then they need to get ahead of it now. Yeah, absolutely. Rather than fucking waiting for an entire generation to go tits up. Yep. Which is, I mean, I wouldn't say we're all tits up, but most of the dudes from my generation, there's something.
Yeah.
Somebody has something, you know.
Yep.
Or fucking, you know, they got a booger to pick or something. Nothing's ever quite right.
Right.
I feel like.
Yeah, it's, you know, there's the mental, there's the physical, and then there's the physical that accentuates the mental. Because, like,
dude,
man,
it's huge. It's huge. But dude, you got the strike gyms now. Like, how fucking cool is that? Dude? Yeah. Like, I remember fucking like day one when I heard that I was like, Frogs got gyms. Why don't we have gyms? You know, you're fucking E4. You're like, what the? This is bullshit. I'm cool too. Yeah, but I want a gym. I want my own gym. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool if we were gyms. But now you guys got that shit. That's fucking awesome. Yeah. But yeah, the whole mental and physical piece like coming together. Like,
yep.
Before it was just, I mean, it was good. I mean, 2 hours, go fucking work out. You're allotted, and that was good. That's cool. But having the ability to go in and see a personal trainer, nutritionist, and a fucking you know, in a facility designed around you to increase your performance load.
Right.
Like, damn, dude.
Yep.
Almost like it should have been like that the whole time.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think the other piece too is on the individuals. Like, man, if you're getting there, like, as the leadership and the community gets better with it, then we as individuals have to be better with being like, hey, dude, I need a minute, man. Like, I know, because that's the other thing too, is like, I know that this puts more stress on the mobile unit. Right. But like, sorry, I have to take this. Like,
well, that's the problem though, is that it's like, God,
it's hard to
dudes are fucking ostracized for that.
Yeah.
Like, you took it. God, I don't know how it is today. I'm sure it's the same. But dude, if you had to take a fucking knee, or you asked to take a knee, like, stick you out in fucking left field, homie. Maybe we'll throw a ball out there sometime. It's absolutely insane.
Yep.
It was fucking crazy. But and it needs to get back to the point where that's crazy. We don't do that to people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. Like, if you're asking a dude to do some pretty fucking hairy shit. I mean, literally, there's no fucking two ways about it in this job. You're going to get your hands on some fucking nasty shit, right? Yep. But you're not affording them the time to fucking get back to good. Like, come on now.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it is getting better. And that's, but especially now, as, like, tempo hasn't changed a ton, but the deployments, the kinetic and the like severity of deployments has, right?
Well, yeah. But like the freaking the level of stress hasn't.
Right. Exactly. And I think what we have to be careful of in the community is to not mistake the fact that we're not in Iraq, Afghanistan, actively at war with somebody where we're losing people and people are getting hurt at a consistent rate. Not mistake that with, well, it should be easier on people, because it's not.
It's not, dude. It's absolutely not. And like, what do humans do? Like, when there's a gap, they put something in it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna give you white space.
So there's a space. Oh fuck, no, that can't be there. Oh, there's a space there. Oh shit. What you guys are doing? You guys are training? Oh. Yeah. So like these peacetime deployments and shit turn into these clusterfucks of shit, right? Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna get into it. We're just going down that rabbit hole real fast.
No, it's just I think the important thing is at the individual and at the leadership side, we have to be aware of that so that we don't turn it into that, right? And if something is that way, we look at, hey, how do we pull back from that?
Right.
You know, and maybe we can't pull back from a requirement, right? But what can we pull back from to give people a little bit of break?
Focus on, I mean, I think that's usually the biggest thing is, like we talked about the smart guys. If they're not focused on actual job essential shit, they're going to know it.
Yeah.
And they're not going to buy into it.
Right.
So as long as you keep them focused on fucking, okay, we're training, we're doing this, drills, learn EOD, learn this kind of shit, I think it'll be okay. But man, EOD takes get real fucking funny when you start trying to mix in blue water shit, dude.
It's true.
They don't like that. It doesn't mix real well. Like, the list of guys is always like, oh, God, it's a smorgasbord or something, you know? Like, the officers, like, they pretend like we're in line with the Navy. It's like, well, if you are, then you're the problem. But I know better, so you're okay for right now. But yeah, it's interesting. The community's definitely changed in like that regard. But I also feel like the mental health program is getting better.
Yeah.
At least now it's embedded.
Yes.
I mean, Jamie's world, that there's fucking, there's like 8 more clinicians over there, and everybody goes quarterly. Mandatory. Yeah. If you're not on a fucking, if you're not on a psych program, your own, then that's just what you do. You just go quarterly, go say hi. Hey, I'm here. Yeah. I'm not shooting anybody today.
Right.
At
least not that I'm not allowed to.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Dude, best pre-deployment speech I ever got for CO. Fucking straight up, dude. So you guys over there, you find yourself in some of those situations a little hairy between, you don't know what to do between you and another guy. You kill that motherfucker. We'll worry about the rest. Deployment. I'm like, goddamn. Best CO I ever had.
Yeah. I know he's got my back.
That's right, dude. Like, CO said to kill your ass. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah.
It's gotta go down.
Shouldn't have been here. Well, as we kind of wind down, is there anything that else you wanted to talk about, or?
If anybody has any questions about a dog, a service dog, like no shit. I know I was at TCO and that was a big thing. Obviously I was walking around my fucking 160-pound mastiff. It's kind of hard to fucking miss. Amelia sitting in the gator. We're coming to do your drill, guys. Right? But that was I hated it. Right? I hated going to work every day because felt like I was wearing a fucking sandwich board. Like, hey, I'm fucked up. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then you're like walking around with all the boys that you like. It was always a shit thing. Like I would walk in there and like, the boys are all running around and everybody's like, yeah, we're doing this and we're doing this. Oh, fuck that, I got orders. Yeah, fuck that, we're doing orders too. We're all on deployment. Yeah, I'm retiring.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know. It was weird having the dog, but I think my wife told me that if one good thing could have came out of it, I'm hoping that maybe a little bit destigmatize it a little bit for maybe some of the younger guys. Mm-hmm. Like, homie, if you guys if you got anxiety or anything, or you don't think you fucking want a dog, just even come down and see. Like, these dogs are fucking game changers, dude. They're straight up. I mean, they have a magical way of fucking getting to where they need to be. Yeah. Like, he's a mobility dog, and Millie was a mobility dog as well. So like technically, she's just like, oh, she's there to help me when I fall down, all that shit, right? But clearly, they're dogs, and they do way fucking more than that. Yeah. Like, he's not even trained for it. He's only a year old, but like the anxiety and that kind of shit, he's already keying in on it, and he's there, and like, it's really hard to stay fucking angry and like when you're petting a puppy. Yeah. It's like, I'm gonna pet the shit out of this dog. Oh, it's so relaxing. Okay. You know what I mean? And I feel like so many dudes, especially fucking EOD techs, like, if you just had that to just reach down and be like, I'm either gonna kill this guy or I'm gonna pet my dog. Yeah. And I think just having that around for dog days. Yeah. And you're not alone too. That's another thing. Fucking the dog having the dog around is, you always got this little fucking furry asshole chasing you around. You don't ever get stuck with your own thoughts because you're gonna be stuck with a dog. Yeah. What organization you go through? Mutts with a Mission. They're located here in Virginia. They're actually pretty fucking cool as far as like they're pushing the program around. They've got they started placing facility dogs now. So like the cops at the airport have a facility dog, a mental health facility dog. So like it's embedded with the mental health there. And guys having a fucking shit day, they go and they can go hang out with the dog or just whatever. But they're starting to put them in, and there's actually some plans in the works to get them more spread out through the Navy based upon how they work out in initial trials. But dude, it's a phenomenal fucking organization. Like I said, if anybody has any fucking questions, they can either contact me or fucking look them up on the internet. Okay. Brooke's awesome. Yeah. She'll do what she can. She'll get you a dog and get you unfucked a little bit at least. Yeah. I mean, as much as possible. Yeah. Most of us are pretty fucking wound. Yeah. He can come down a little bit. At least start a couple wraps, maybe. We'll get a couple wraps off you to start with.
Nice. Well, hey, I appreciate you coming, sitting down and talking with me, man. This was good. It was fun too, because like, you know, we knew each other at the training unit, and talk. I'd say a decent amount there, but you know, no matter how much you know somebody, it's always fun to just sit down and like learn a little more, and then you know, you gave me that extra piece that kind of made some stuff click, right?
Hell
so
yeah, brother.
that happens. I appreciate it. So
anytime, homie.
Cool. And
like
then,
I said, dude, when you fucking retire, come on back, dude.
I'll see you.
Hell yeah, buddy.
All right, brother.
All right.
Thank you for listening to the Echo Oscar Delta podcast, where we talk to Navy EOD techs and hear the stories that they want to share.